Oh,
Well, that's not good.
there you
There
go.
we
My bad.
are. Hey, what up? What up? What up? We're back. You already know who I am. It's Justin, Frank,
What's up? What's up?
Fish, and Frank here with me. Anthony's going to be on shortly. Get Right Fantasy Network. We're breaking down Week 6, which again, it only makes me sad thinking about it. We're about a
Exciting
third of the
week
way.
6. All kinds
It
of stuff
was an
going on.
exciting week, and I feel
Over,
like less injuries than what we've been seeing the last few weeks.
yeah, and more overtime games. That's always good.
Some fun
Extra
ones.
fantasy points. Can't go wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Hey, speaking of overtime,
Oh, there you go.
we'll get there. Well, I
Hey,
was gonna
and
do the plug while Anthony was gone.
although you did say fewer injuries, there were some injuries where people are just getting carted off the field, though.
That's
Like
true.
I've seen
Some
three
major
games where,
injuries.
yeah, I've seen some games where I mean, I'm not always necessarily a fantasy guy, but they were getting carted off the field though. What up,
That's
Jonathan?
true.
Thanks for being on your first one on here today. Shoot, beating them boys. Where's he at?
What up? What up? Hey, so we're gonna break it down. Like you guys said, I love the name, the Buy NATO this week. So we're gonna be helping everybody out. We know it's gonna be bye week hell this week. You got Buffalo, Dallas, Jacksonville, Chargers, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh all on buys. So even that right there, I mean, you're depleting teams with that right there.
Oh
Look at
hell
how
yeah!
many guys are on from
I got a
Buffalo,
number of
Dallas,
guys
Chargers.
on a number of those teams, so I'm hurting. I'm already looking at it right now. I'm like, what? What do I need to be doing? Like you
I
got to be
just
on
got
top of
off
your game
throwing
at
in
this
my
point.
waivers.
Shoot, I'm gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be a waiver wire week for sure. A hot one.
What up, Jonah? Jonathan said he had a pretty interesting week in fantasy. Sounds like a good thing. Um, yeah, it
Yeah,
was a successful week. The hitters hit
yeah,
this week.
yeah. We were just talking about ours and the very close games we were having. Games within a point or even half a point, so not even full points on some of these. They're just squeaking out the win, and even just the finish of tonight's game. Anthony
Yeah,
got a lucky win out of that because a kicker didn't kick anything, and nothing happened at the end right there. So, oh, Jonathan, not so good for him. Sorry about that, man.
sorry, Jonathan.
Hey, so
Hey,
give us
we'll
who's the
get you
top
right.
guys of this week. What's the top performers, the best lineup?
All right, so the best lineup for this week, a name we have. Hey, I got to give it to Kirk, man. I can't hate on him that much, but Kirk being the number one quarterback for the week. Wide receiver, no surprise. CD Lamb, Cooper Cup. Running backs would be Jonathan Taylor and playoff Lenny. I like how we're seeing newer names every time we do this.
Yeah,
Um,
and a little Joe Mixon sighting even there.
yeah. And then for tight end,
He's
Noah
back.
Fant, who I know Noah Fant had left with an injury too, so I'm sure we're going to have to follow up on that later in the week. Um, but this was a week, hey, if you picked up some of these streamers, some of these quote unquote second string running backs, like they were getting off this week. The
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbards, Williams, like it was crazy. I guess
Yeah.
to finish this, flex would be Thielen, and if you're running a super flex, Stafford would have been the quarterback to have, and that's our optimal lineup for this week.
Nice. I didn't
Oh
have
man,
some of those guys. I mean, I got Cooper Cup. I mean, not Cooper Cup, but CD Lamb on some teams. I don't have Cup though, but it would have been nice to have Cup though.
yeah, for
Lenny,
sure,
Lenny's a surprise, man. I'm surprised Leonard Fournette's, putting it down like that.
man. I had to start him. I had to start him in your league, so
Oh
I ain't
yeah,
mad
nice.
about it.
So these
I have
guys are
one of
having a
those
rough
weeks.
day. Oh, you had a good week, huh? Which top score?
Well, I just had that. I had somewhere the buys were killing me, all the injuries, not having enough IR spots to where I had to run with no defense, and I got scared. So I picked up Tennessee right before the game just to give you that little extra reassurance.
Nice, nice. That's good,
Damn,
especially when
Jonathan
it
lost
pans
by
out.
47. Jonah lost by 54.
Wow,
Am I
these guys
keeping
are having
either
some rough
Chicago
weeks.
replacement? Running back. So, hey, we'll get into I mean, we could just go straight from there. So Jonah wants to know, Frank, is he keeping either of the Chicago replacement running backs?
I would say so. I mean, and it's not pretty, but you got to keep them until somebody's, uh, I can't even think of his name right now, comes back. So I mean, you got to keep it.
Montgomery.
David Montgomery. Thank you. I was like,
Yeah, if you ask me, I'm keeping both of them. But it's going to depend on what your lineup's going to be. But I'm hanging on to both of them until Montgomery gets back. He's still got a couple weeks before he's actually back in the lineup. I'm curious to see what they do with Williams coming back this week. So I'm sure we're going to get a lot more in depth into that, making sure that he's coming back. See, Jonathan picked up Arizona defense for next week, and they ended up doing well this week. Yeah, that was a solid pickup. I actually was just looking at Arizona for next week, but I want to say they got a pretty tough matchup. I'd have to look at it. Let's see. Let me pull that up.
I don't think I got Arizona's schedule up there.
Oh, Arizona. So they play Houston, or did they play Houston this week? There it is.
No, they didn't play Houston this week, though.
Yeah, so they're going to play Houston next week.
In that whole nail biter 37-0. They got back in that game. I mean, once Cleveland went down behind early, it was just not pretty for them.
Oh, yeah, it was bad for a while. See, and that's a problem that we're going to have with some of these teams. They're just going to get it by so much that they're going to sit, and then we're just going to have to deal with that too.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Pick the reserves on his defense for next week.
Jonathan's mad.
This week. That always
that's
happens.
probably the pickup to have right there. Is Arizona's defense against Houston.
I need a consistent flex. Hollywood sucked. Pittman sucked. Higgins sucks. Yeah, well, there's some guys out there this week that you could go out and get. I mean, we were already talking about Rashad Bateman last week. I had actually had him and was holding on to him, waiting for him to come back. And he's the waiver wire ad this week. Donovan Peoples-Jones. Over there. He's that's second week in a row now, and Landry's out for a while. So hey, you definitely got to pick up. T.Y. Hilton sighting coming back from the dead. He even had 4 for 4 this week. Even something to be looking at right there. But the top one,
he looked good.
Darnell Mooney, tearing it up as well over in Chicago. Those are some of the waiver wire guys for you for this week. Wide receiver position there. Since it looks like you're like flexing with Pittman, Higgins, and Hollywood. And it's hard. I mean, it's luck of the draw at some point. It's you're playing daily fantasy with your own team, so it's kind of rough. So
yeah, and sometimes like that, especially when you're coming into all these buys, I like to try to package. Hey, if I could package 2 of those receivers and get one that's even just a little better, because you're at the point like, should I drop one of them? It's not really. It's not an easy decision, and I hate dropping guys like that.
And it's very hard value to trade off and do anything with them, really, because they're not performing well enough. You almost got to sell high on them whenever they hit. So especially these bye weeks that are coming up, and especially this bye week that's happening, you can maybe see what happens with them. Let's see what Kevin's got going on here. I trade away Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt for CMC while have Zeke, Cordell Khalil, Herbert, and Melvin Gordon. What do you think with both going down for the next week? I traded them back to back. Oh wow, I don't know.
I traded for Nick Chubb in 2 leagues. And just coincidence, I gave away Scary Terry. Some of them were a package deal. I mean, he definitely got the running backs behind you to.
Having Zeke and Gordon, he's doing really good.
Yeah, and Cordarrelle Patterson, I mean, he's putting up awesome numbers. But I don't know if I would. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't trade Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And the reason for that, I know Kareem Hunt's hurt. I traded away CMC in some leagues too because it's just an unknown. So he's supposed to come back. He's not coming back. He's going to come back. Like, I just wonder if they're going to play it safe, come to the end of the season. I mean, they're obviously letting him rest and get extra healthy, or he re-aggravated it during practice. So he just doesn't have that consistency that I like to get from my main guys.
Back like that, yeah. I mean,
Because Nick
it's
Chubb is the
explosive
number
when you
3
do have
rusher.
him when he is playing. It's 50 points a game, but how many of those games are you going to get out of the guy? He's starting to be, one of those, you know, just injury prone guys. It seems like, you know what I mean. Like I know it's just another one, but I mean, it happened last season. He came back and 1 or 2 games into it, injures a shoulder, which is a wholly different, unrelated part, but he did injure that. Comes back this year again, gets injured some other way, and then it's just like the value is there for him. Obviously, everybody wants CMC, but you want him when he's playing. And I'm not sure if I would give away both Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt because they're going to be back, and that backfield's really good. So I don't know.
Yeah, and
That's a
Nick
hard one.
Chubb's the number
But he's
2 in
got the
rushing
depth though.
yards this
He's
year.
got depth in running back, so that maybe it doesn't hurt him too bad. So
I would
I mean,
make a trade, but I don't think that would be the trade that wouldn't be the target that I go for. And I can't hate on CMC, like you said, and we always say on the show, he's a number 1 receiver and a number 1 running back when he plays. So you do have the depth to make that happen. I would just try to switch up the names if I could. I'd be trying to keep a Zeke, but maybe get rid of a Cordell Patterson if you can. If anybody's going to take Khalil or Melgo, like who knows? But I would try to toss out those other names.
yeah, exactly. What do we got? Jonathan Smith. What tight end should I stream for this week? Schultz. Shoot, try to get Ricky Seals Jones if he's out there. Shoot, that's a waiver wire pickup for you. It's probably the only tight end that's out there really, and he's doing well, replacing Logan Thomas. He's actually, 2 weeks in a row, doing pretty good. So I would definitely look to get him. I
Zach
don't know
Ertz
who
is
else.
only owned in 61% of leagues.
Yeah,
And him going over to Arizona, who knows
yeah,
if they're going to get him in time to play this week,
yeah. I
learning that
don't
whole
know.
playbook. But
I heard a funny one on that. He was Zach Ertz fell asleep at 2-3, woke up 5-0.
yes,
That's hilarious.
he was loving it.
Yeah, he went from losing to the like undefeated team. What luck is that, man? What do we got, Jonathan here? Finishing up this here. Should I get Peoples Jones even though they play Green Bay? Yeah, yeah. I was literally just saying that. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. I can
Yeah,
only
I'm not
keep up
scared of Green Bay.
keep one of the Chicago running backs unless I can make a major trade.
Well,
Oh
you got 6 days to make a major trade.
yeah, get working on it, right? You can make that
It's
happen.
worth
Start
a
throwing out.
shot.
Yeah, you never know
And
what's gonna happen.
trades happen more so right now with it being all the bye weeks. People need them. Like you need that plug and play, and people aren't trying to drop their guys. So they're more likely to do that. Or you could just hawk the waiver wire because again, people they're not setting up their roster the week before. They're not looking, oh, I need a quarterback, I need a running back, whatever it's going to be. So,
I was doing that, but I was still in trouble. I was trying to do trades last week, knowing it was coming up this week.
yeah.
I was already pre-preparing myself, but yeah, no, I mean it matters. You know what I mean? Like that's game management of your team and knowing when you have those weeks that you're going to have one too many guys on a bye, and hopefully you have the bench with the right bye weeks for those guys. Unfortunately for me, I got guys on IR and everything else that I literally just put like 4 guys on IR right now. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, let's let's waiver wire pickups it is or trades if I can get them done.
I'm getting killed in those leagues that are only letting me hold 1 IR spot, 2 IR spots. Like I got leagues where I got 5 or 6 guys that are injured that I'm not dropping.
Yeah, you got to hold on, right? All
But
these,
like you were
what is
saying, for
go ahead.
everybody that's watching, look at your team, what you have for buys next week too. So maybe that's going to impact the trades that you want to make. You just want to look forward. You want to know what you're up against. So that might help you, or change your mind on who you want, who you need in these trades.
All these 2014 Pro Bowl running backs stole all my points from Lamar for rushing touchdowns, and he ended up getting 14 while Hurts in my had on my bench had 26. Yeah, I played Hurts, so I wasn't hurting about that. But yeah, you're right. All these running backs were scoring touchdowns. I think they rushed for 200 something yards over there for the Ravens. Um, and I traded away Latavius Murray. Just want to mention that, but it's all right. I needed the guys I needed to get. So, yeah, I mean, there's action happening over there finally for the Ravens running back field. Uh, Instead of having Lamar carry the ball, you know what I mean? Like maybe they could get a decent starter out of the bunch that they have. I wouldn't start any of them though. I mean, it's just hard to say.
I have leagues where I had to pick up Latavius. I think he's kind of owning that backfield. But again, they're
But are
running
you
trick
starting them?
plays. I had to in one league.
Yeah, see, you're not
It's
comfortable
rough.
about it though. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're like, I had to. It's not like I
Yeah.
wanted to. Not like I meant to. Didn't want to put him in my flex right away. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole feeling behind it. So hey, it worked out this week. We'll see what happens next week. Who we got? Kevin Martinez. I've tried to trade Renfro. Nobody wants him. I might need help to drop him next week to bring up Michael Thomas from the IRs. Is he worth it with Winston?
I would roster Mike Thomas over Renfro. I have a lot of leagues where Renfro's still out there on the waiver wire. I definitely don't think that Michael Thomas is. Well, I can guarantee you that Mike Thomas is not going to be who he was when they had Drew Brees over there. But he's still a top receiver, so definitely over Renfro. Hey,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Definitely over Renfro, just to finish up that thought, because I mean they lost their coach over there, the Raiders. Just stuff's going on over there, and I did like Renfro a lot, and maybe that they keep it going, but I think the changes in the wind right there for the Raiders. So we'll see what happens with them. But I'd rather have Thomas, definitely.
Yeah,
What up,
Raiders
man?
had a good week. Hey, let's shoot it over to Anthony. Are you are you dropping Renfro to pick up Michael Thomas? Hey, we're throwing you right in the fire.
I like it. I've been listening. Had some technical difficulties, but I think I'm running smooth now. Renfro,
the head of our technology department
had to get it done. You said Renfro or who?
Mike Thomas. So he's saying he might have to drop Renfro to roster Mike Thomas.
I would. I mean, again, depends on your roster construction, but I like the potential with, Mike Thomas. Obviously, it is question marks. Like you said, he's not the Drew Brees, Mike Thomas connection, from years ago. It will take him a little while to get going, but he's definitely a nice piece to have. He carries the name. He definitely has some trade value associated with it, especially if you can get him now. Go get him, trade him, and then go grab Renfro back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about somebody else grabbing him.
Go grab him back, right? like Anthony's. It's like he's just gonna be around.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, I definitely I rostered Mike Thomas in our keeper league. That's because I drafted him in the 11th round. I was, there's again full disclosure. I drafted him under the impression that even if he didn't even play all year, he was an 11th round keeper for me. So I was gonna just give up my 10th round pick next year for a potential, even if he's a wide receiver 2 next year. It's a 10th round. 10th round wide receiver 2. That's a number 1 on his team. Who knows what they do a quarterback next year? Maybe they make a trade, something like that. Maybe it's Jimmy Garoppolo. You never know. There's so many options, things that could happen. So for me, it was worth it. I was able to make a trade to basically turn him into Chris Godwin, and that helps me now. So I went ahead and did that. So that's something that, you could look to do. Although he didn't really have that great of a week this week. But we knew that heading in.
Yeah, you already knew.
He'll win you a week and he'll have a couple duds, but it is what it is.
All those receivers over there.
We got Haas Idris. Is this a new person?
Nah, he's been here. What's up, Haas?
Haas is in the sleeper group now too.
Yeah.
That's 510 Haas right there.
I was gonna say, yeah, he might be from NorCal with that 510.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. We're up here in NorCal. Should I trade Lamb for more?
Oh, I would.
I'm not trading CD Lamb.
CD Lamb?
You give me DJ Moore?
DJ Moore?
That's what I'm thinking he's saying. Lamb for
CD
more.
Lamb?
I'm thinking those are the...
Well, it's probably not Elijah, guys. It's probably not Elijah Moore.
Exactly.
CD Lamb was the wide receiver 1 this week. Did you guys talk about that?
Yes,
we did.
Some crazy football. Oh yeah, you guys did talk about that. I was listening. I was doing some technical stuff, so I was listening in and out.
I was listening.
Don't go grab Donovan Peoples-Jones, everybody. I heard you saying he's a good waiver wire pickup. I completely disagree with that. Just for the record out there.
All right.
They're turning around playing on Thursday night. I'm just saying. Baker's arm is in a sling. It's a quick turnaround. They play on Thursday night this week. may not be looking good for them. Down two
not
running
worried about
backs
that.
as well. They're 2 starting running backs. I'm sure we'll get into Dearnest. What's his name?
But I
Dearnest
think that's
Johnson
why
or
he's a
something
good
like
pickup
that.
because they
And
are down starting running backs, which makes they're going to throw the ball more. Don't you think?
I think Chubb's gonna play.
yeah,
I got a feeling. I'm
Chubb's
not.
gonna
I'm not panicking there
turn
yet.
around. That'd be crazy. So I mean, we'll
But
see.
yeah,
It is.
So you heard it.
but-
You guys
got on
both
that
say
subject.
Lamb. So you guys both say
I say
just to
keep
finish
Lamb.
Oh
off
yeah,
Haas's
that's
question.
no question. Yeah, I answered that a long time ago. You're keeping Lamb. You're not doing
Hey, well,
that.
since
Shane.
you brought
No.
brought up the running backs over there, are we gonna do the waiver wire pickups for Jonas Johnson or Dimitri Felton?
Yeah, good question. Nobody knows. Or are we gonna wait and see if Nick Chubb plays, and then we wasted our waiver wire on one of these guys? Or are we
Yeah.
picking up their
I don't
backup?
think it's a waste because they do run the running back by committee over there, and I think these guys will spell him and get opportunities, even just not even just just trying to split the running back share over there like they normally do anyway. So I mean, I think they're worth at least a waiver wire pickup, right?
I think the good thing about what is it, Felton? I believe he's dual eligibility. I don't know if they've changed that.
No, he's dual eligibility, at least on Sleeper. I believe also on Yahoo. He's only 14% rostered. Excuse me, 14% rostered right now. I think he's more obviously the third down back. Probably takes more of the Kareem Hunt role, and I think Dearness Johnson, might take that goal line work. So, basically this backfield's going to be split up. It's going to be kind of like a poor man's version of the Arizona backfield without the Kyler Murray, rushing threat. Is kind of how I look at it.
All right,
So
guys,
you
you
don't
want
have
to
a
jump into
favorite
the
who
next
to go for
question?
over the other one? One over the other? No favoritism on that. You're just thinking that
No, I'm not
Felton's
I'm not
gonna
touching really. Yeah, I'm not touching either one of these guys. I'm not sure how it's going to happen. I have enough depth on my bench to at least right now. Obviously, other people, if you need a running back, it's definitely one to grab. They keep just dropping like flies. I wouldn't be spending too much. If we're talking fab, maybe 10, 15, $20. If you really need a running back, maybe 35. But, like Dustin said, there's a chance Chubb plays, a week or two from now. I'm not unloading a lot. He hasn't really shown much, this year. And basically they gave, a full complement of snaps, I believe, to Hunt until he got hurt. So even with that, Felton only had 2 catches, and I think Johnson only had a couple rushes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1 rush for 2 yards and 1 catch for 7 yards. So, they pretty much were throwing with Baker at that point. So I don't know. I don't know what to think with these 2 guys. I'm probably staying away from them. I don't think they're league winners or anything like that.
Shoot, we just need to
I don't
fill
think they're
these
league winners, but I think they're
these
worth
injuries.
I think they're worth a bye week pickup for these week binatal that's happening here in week 7, and people probably hurting for running back. And hey, it's just good enough for 1 week to pick the guy, throw him in there, see what happens. And I think they have good opportunities considering their a run heavy offense, and they do running back by committee. You might just fall into a touchdown with one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm more comfortable, and I think you guys mentioned it before. I'm more comfortable with a Darrell Williams, Khalil Herbert, depending on what happens with
Williams is
Damian Williams if he comes back off COVID. I don't think he's still off of it as of today. Um, so maybe he was symptomatic, so who knows how quickly he actually even bounces back. Obviously, Khalil Herbert looked good. Um, it's just a volume thing over there. That's why we like Demont, so much. They give their running back the ball. So I feel more
like happier
comfortable.
with those guys.
I felt more comfortable plugging those guys in. I actually went DFS, and those were my 2 starting running backs in my DFS this last week were Williams and Herbert. Like that's how comfortable I was, and I was able to spend my money at the wide receiver and tight end position. So again, that's just neither here nor there, but they're just trying to put that out there as far as
Well, that's
how
your
much more comfortable I am with those guys
yeah,
than I am
exactly.
these
Yeah,
guys.
no, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. For Sufyan Malik, welcome back again. Do I trade Gibson for Ridley and Hines, or Gibson for Keenan and Chenault?
If that's your option,
Ooh.
I would go Keenan and Chenault, although Chenault's almost borderline droppable. I mean, he's kind of
He
there.
did
He's
get
not
10
looking very
targets this
well.
week.
Yeah. He's
But
just not
yeah,
really
one
doing
last
much
week.
with
So
them.
is Hines.
Yeah.
But so is Hines. I mean, those are
Yeah, and
two
Hines
just
isn't doing anything more. So that's what I'm saying. I'd prefer to have the Keenan and Chenault side just to get a piece of that Herbert Keenan connection. But I think Keenan's only coming off of like 5 targets. He really hasn't had a big game, I don't think, since like early in the year. Probably, what was it, week 1, week 2?
Yeah,
Kinda had a
he's
big week.
definitely
Yeah,
not
that was
looking
it.
like Keenan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
not, we haven't been talking much about Keenan Allen, so
mm-mm.
I like
But
the
he
Ridley
usually
side of
comes
it.
on late anyway. So I don't know. I'm not touching any Matt Ryan with a 10-foot pole. So I don't want any Ridley.
No, he's been playing
Nah.
well though.
Yeah. I still don't want it. I don't like
Still
watching
don't
that.
want it. You don't
Gives me
believe
a
it?
heart attack. Yeah.
You're just too
Because it all
nervous about it,
happens
but he
in
still gets
garbage
his
time in like
points.
the fourth.
It
It
doesn't matter if it's
happens on like
garbage
the
time.
second to the last drive in
It's still
garbage time.
football time. It's
And
still
it's just
football
like
time.
freaks you out every week.
Well, Ridley's just coming back because he had that whatever
Right.
personal issue, so he
Yeah,
hasn't
that
even
too.
been playing.
Yeah.
So
what's
Jonathan Smith,
Jonathan
is
say?
Marvin Jones a pickup, or should I look at even though he hasn't been consistent?
Marvin
a pickup. What do you guys
Jones is a pickup.
Yeah, I don't think he belongs on the waiver wire. I mean, he definitely should be rostered, especially, going through bye weeks. He's definitely somebody you could, feel confident in playing. You just understand what his floor is. But you've also seen what his, potential ceiling is. So really depends on the matchup. And, I think he definitely belongs on a team though.
Yeah, I think
What
so
about
too.
you guys?
So
You gotta pick
so
him
this
up. You gotta hold him.
I told this guy, hey, he texted me this one earlier, and I told him I refuse to answer this one. You better get on and ask the guys. No, I told him
Davis.
I'm not going with Hollywood hands. So he said he's going to get on the show and ask you guys. So I'll leave this one up to you.
Hollywood or Boyd this weekend, as in Tyler Boyd? You have to go Hollywood. I mean, he did have another terrible drop this last week. It's just it is what it is. Yeah, but I mean it's there. So as much as I hate to do it, you could still feel confident kind of playing him because you know what his potential upside is. It's weird because he reminds me, for whatever reason, he just kind of reminds me of like a poor man's Tyreek Hill, if that makes any sense. Like Tyreek's not as sure-handed as we all kind of think. There's a lot, starting with the Super Bowl, the infamous ball hitting him right in the face mask and bouncing off, to all these tip passes that Mahomes' wife is talking about shouldn't be counted as picks against him and all this nonsense. It's I don't know. It's weird. He just it's when he drops it. It's not like he drops a lot. It's just opportune times where you think like when you need it the most, it kind of happens. So they're timely. Not all drops are created equal.
Right.
Who would have thought we'd be talking about Mahomes' wife on the show?
We get deep here.
I could have gone along.
Al Davis, I say go Hollywood.
About that.
With Higgins back.
I'm with Hollywood also.
Obviously Chase. That's just too many mouths there.
This guy's undefeated. He don't need to be asking us no questions.
Oh,
get out of here! No, I'm just kidding, Lou. I'm just kidding, Lou. He is undefeated though. He's holding it down.
That's tough, man. 6-0. That's a tough feat.
It's a huge feat.
I'd be scared, man. Right? I'd want to get a couple losses in here real quick.
Both Zach Ertz and Hunter Henry
to even that out a little bit.
Who should I drop? Got to drop one because.
Sorry, Frank. Do it one more time.
I have both Zach Ertz and Hunter Henry in half PPR. Who should I drop? Got to drop one because players are coming out of IR.
Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I'm dropping Hunter Henry. Way more upside with Zach Ertz.
Really? Well, I guess. Zach
again,
Ertz being over there
this week. Yeah, I think this week, again, who knows if he's going to learn the full playbook and all that kind of stuff. They do got to share. They got a lot of mouths to feed over there. But 100%, I think Ertz is in a better position than he was in Philadelphia.
Ertz is long term, but for this,
you think Hunter?
He's talking about who's coming off IR.
No, he's just saying he has players.
Mike
coming
Thomas
off
is
of
coming
IR.
off IR.
Bateman, there's a lot of guys coming off
I'm just wondering
IR.
who he's got coming off IR that he's got to.
No reason to roster two tight ends. I mean, obviously try to trade him if you can. He's coming off 3 touchdowns. If you take away, those touchdowns, he's not going to score a touchdown every game. He's only getting, 2 catches, 4 catches. He's averaging maybe 3 catches at best per game. I don't know. It's not bad, but he's not worth like, oh, I got to hold him.
So drop Hunter.
Yeah,
Henry.
that's high. Like,
yeah, Hunter Henry.
Would you keep him, Frank?
I agree with you guys. Zach Ertz and the upside over there with K1. The offense is 5, and they're killing it. That team's going to to the playoffs for sure.
Again, there is a lot of mouths to
run. There is mouths to feed, but
there are a lot of mouths to feed, but it's a high-powered offense. New England's averaging like 17 points a game. It's
we were picking up Max Williams at one time.
Yeah, that's what
they were making tight ends over there. So.
Let's see what Jonah's got. I got my team going into this week: Carr, Chubb, Kamara, Higgins, Rondell Moore, Higbee, Edmonds, open flex, Wentz, Suckup, Bucks, DST. Open flex will be taken by a Chicago running back or waiver wire pickup. So you're just picking up a flex that's going to be taken up by a Chicago running back. So he has to decide which Chicago running back he's going with or a waiver wire pickup. I mean, who are you going to pick up? Is he going to get Anthony's not trying to touch the Cleveland guy, so we already kind of mentioned the Chicago running backfield that Anthony's more comfortable with. I'm on the fence in it. Depends on who you get over there and who's going to score for you.
Yeah, just make sure you have a backup plan. Obviously, if Chubb doesn't play.
Yeah.
And then just depending on who you have, might have to slide Edmonds into that RB2 role. In a PPR, it's not too bad. Like to know what your bench is, just to see what you're going, what your other options are there. But I don't think really anybody off this waiver wire this week would kind of come in and take over for these guys.
No Kenyon Drake, no Rondell Stevenson,
no.
And none of the Cleveland running backs. So you might as well stick with one of the Chicago guys, depending on which one you're talking about. So
yeah,
roll with that.
I'm not really liking the waiver wire too much this week. I'm not spending really anything on Fab this week.
Like it.
Personally, like that's just my opinion. Like I don't find there's nothing out there that excites me that we don't know about already.
Yeah, it's getting later in the season, but I think. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Khalil obviously did great. I don't want to say concerned, but I believe Tariq Cohen may be on his way back onto the roster too. So are they going to use him for third down? Who knows? Now we're looking at 3 different running backs with him, Damian Williams, and then Monty's going to come back. So I don't know how much fab I would spend if I was going to pick up these guys, but if you can grab them, they'll get you through a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking a lot of guys are thinking this bye NATO that's happened in week 7, so we got to keep that in mind. It's not just about our teams, but other people's teams may be struggling due to injuries that we've mentioned in the past. Guys are in RR and just taking hits. So, there's always a waiver wire people that are, worthy of something for somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like there's always a guy that's hurting that needs a running back. As we always mentioned, you could always pick up another running back. Can't hurt.
Yeah. And basically when it comes to ad drops, the biggest thing is you can add these people, but who are you replacing them with? Who are you dropping for these people? So, like I think someone was saying up there, are we dropping, Hunter Henry or Ertz? Now that I kind of look at that a little more closely, maybe it is Ertz because there is too much, many mouths to feed over there. Again, I don't know. That's tough because they're kind of in a similar situation. I would look at, the rest of the, schedule, things like that. And again, it's tied in. So if you don't have one of those top 3 guys, you can pretty much stream it anyway at this point. So, I would definitely, get a running back or a wide receiver over a tight end.
Top 3 is not even the top 3 right now.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Here's one for you, Dustin. The Cowboys beat my Patriots. I hate that we lost that game.
Hey,
on.
sorry about it. First time in
I'm
25
surprised that
years,
he was
man.
even that close.
Shout out to
But,
7
you know,
rings.
which is hella crazy though, because that whole Diggs interception, and then he got blown up on the very next play. That was kind of crazy, but it was a good ending. Good game.
That one had me nervous. Belichick's the man. He owns that
Davis
stuff.
in here. Davis in here asking for pick 3 full PPR: Terry McLaurin, Debo, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins.
I didn't know that Brooks was 7 rings. Makes a lot of sense.
I'd take Scary Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle.
I hate Waddle.
And Brandon Cooks.
Yeah,
I'm going with the first 3.
Debo?
Terry, Debo,
Even
Brandon.
with the quarterback situation over there? I'm not
messing with
Debo anymore.
Yeah, give me Waddle.
Terry, Brandon Cooks, and Waddle. That's what I'm going with.
Waddle had a good week with Tua back for sure. What do you get?
Yeah.
10 catches or something like that?
Yeah, he blew up right
I ain't messing with him.
As soon as he came back, dude, I think that's going to continue.
Yeah, but they were playing like Houston.
Doesn't matter who they're playing, man. There's always garbage time. Winning or losing, there's always garbage time.
Waddle's getting
picking
catches. And if
So
Tua's looking for him in the end zone, because they have that connection, remember, Tua and Waddle played with each other. So he's looking for him in there in the end zone. So I'm liking that connection now.
Right? Feeling good about it.
I think
Definitely get Waddle in there.
Us 3 in the chat could probably go out there and beat Houston's defense.
Probably.
Whatever.
I got quarterback.
Let's go, Hans.
Hey, you be the biggest guy. Hey, like, we're not throwing you at tackle.
All right, I'll be the Derrick Henry. Just give me the ball.
If Collins missed time, will Penny be the RB1 in Seattle? I find myself asking myself the same question because they got DJ Dallas.
I think it'll be.
So what's the latest on Chris Carson?
I don't have the injury.
We got any?
The injury on that?
Yeah. So Chris Carson still dealing with the neck issue. You know, like we talked about before, like he's considered like week to week, but basically it's pretty serious. So they're saying he hasn't had any setbacks from his recovery but it's still not 100% symptom free. So they're just giving him more time to heal. They did place him on short-term IR, so he's going to miss a minimum of 3 games, which is why he's talking about this. So you are going to get, at least 3 games. And so we'll see. Are they going to go RBBC with, Penny and Collins? Again, Collins got banged up at the end of the game. Penny's basically stayed banged up since when's the last time we've actually seen this guy make it through a season? He got hurt almost as fast as Mostert did. Both of those guys are like the same guy, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So it's tough. So even if it is Penny, can he even handle 20 touches in a game? I see him pulling a hamstring like immediately if they try to thrust him into game action. So I don't know. Again,
those are gonna wish that on that, man.
I think Collins is, he looked good. We'll just have to follow his injury.
Look really good.
Yeah. Check back with us more, on Friday. Once we get the final, injury reports on Friday, and we'll let you know more. Then
maybe neither one of those guys, right?
Yeah,
so we got Drew. Pick one.
Travis Homer,
right? Drew, pick one. Waiver wire. We got week 7. Darnold, Tua, Carr, or Wentz.
I gotta look at the matchups.
All right,
Wentz
so we have
good too,
Sam Darnold.
Darnold had a rough game.
The New York Giants, which is always a get right spot when you play the Giants.
I was gonna say, say no more.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's
what. Hey, you mean Sam? That's Sam Newton right there.
Yeah, Cam Darnold.
Cam Darnold, right.
And then we got Tua playing against the Falcons, so that's another nice matchup. Falcons coming off their bye week. Then you have Carr with the Las Vegas Raiders going against the Philadelphia Eagles. And then you have Carson Wentz in Indy going against the San Francisco 49ers. So
That's crazy that all these guys are still out there.
yeah, one QB league. I could see why
2
they
or
Yeah,
would
but
be.
fine. I'm leaning
Carr
towards
being the
Tua.
number one, he's leading the league in passing yards.
Yeah, but
Yeah, his things were
I
spattered
get that
because he had
crazier
a
stuff
couple
has
over
happened.
overtimes. He had a couple overtime games, and that's why Carr stuff is like padded.
still counts though. Just like you
It still
said with the
counts, but
garbage
he's not
time.
going to continue to have overtime
It's
games.
just like you said with the with the
Yes,
garbage
but he's not
time.
going to continue to have overtime games. You know what I mean? Like the team's not. That's. I don't think it's good. It's not repeatable.
Well, I mean, they're not
What I'm
going
trying to get
to.
at. That's not something
They're
you
not
can
going to play
repeat.
Denver every week.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna answer his question. Who do you got?
I went with Tua.
Now
I
that you
already
know the
said it. I
matchup,
already-
you're Tua. Who you got,
Yeah.
Dustin?
It's hard for me not to say Carr, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say as well, but I would probably go. Man,
They're all
I think-
good problem to have.
I think I'd take my chance with Tua as well. I like again that Waddle potential matchup there. I don't know. To me, it's definitely between Tua and Darnold. So put it that way. Whichever you like out of those two guys. The matchup's pretty equal. Pretty weak matchup, or a good matchup, so to speak, and just depends on who you think has the more upside, whether it's 6 point, 4 point, rushing upside, things like that. Dependent
I'm
on who
embarrassed to
see.
say that I have a waiver wire in for Carson Wentz in one of my leagues.
Kevin Martinez.
Ooh,
Genius
are
dropped Kyle
pigs
Pitts, and I
flying?
got him for
What's
I was
going
gonna
on?
take that to the
Now
grave.
I have Knox, Goddard, and Pitts. Who goes basically? He's got Knox, Goddard, and Pitts. Knox is doing really well, but he just left the game with a hand injury.
Yeah,
Even though
he
he
might
threw
be
a
hurt.
touchdown with a hand injury. So you're gonna definitely have to see what happens with him. Kyle
If you
Pitts
want to
did
keep,
have
so I'd
just
keep
finally
Pitts
one good
and
game.
Goddard. Maybe you could trade Knox off.
Goddard's going to be
I
the
think
number one
Goddard's
over
going to
there
have a
now
huge
that
second half.
Ertz.
Now that
Yeah,
Ertz
now
is
that
gone.
Ertz is gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were predicting that at the beginning of the
I
year.
know.
We're like, oh, Goddard, and then Ertz sticks around and just vultures everything until he gets traded away. It's almost like they planned it. It's like give him the ball so he looks good again. That we could trade him.
It's exactly what was going on.
You think so? Right? Like that's
I called it a long time ago. I'm not surprised.
right.
That's why I have Goddard. Well, it's funny because I was trying to trade for.
So who's going?
Kittle.
Are you going to keep Knox in? Are you going to keep Goddard? Or are you going to keep?
Yeah, I already
Pitts?
said
Somebody
I'm
got to
keeping
go.
Goddard. Honestly, I almost like Knox and Goddard even more than Pitts, but again, with
I agree
the way they, with the way they use them over there, if they keep using them like they did right before the bye week, then I'll take Pitts, all day.
Yeah, but Pitts has had one good game all season, and we've seen Knox just keep.
How about do it this way? Rate him.
Throwing touchdowns.
Rate him. What's your order?
I go number 1 Knox, 2 Goddard, and 3 Pitts.
Ooh, I go Goddard, Pitts, Knox. What about you, Dustin?
We're all three different.
Because
I'm going Knox, Pitts, Goddard.
Oh, I think that's what you said, Frank. Yeah, I think that's what Frank said.
No, I went Knox, Goddard, Pitts.
Oh, okay. But you guys both have Knox first. That's interesting, even with the injury.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I think even at that,
threw a touchdown with
Knox,
a bad hand. I'm just saying, like he'll be fine.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, and I've been seeing Knox get traded a lot for even quarterbacks and running backs.
That's what you should be doing with that setup. Instead of dropping them, you should be trading one of those guys away to somebody. And you got value going on.
Tune into our trade show on Wednesday. We get into trades.
He's got ideas about that. We're gonna go Jonah, Tua versus Atlanta, or Wentz at San Francisco. I think we just kind of covered that. I was going with Tua. You guys going Wentz or Tua?
I think we're all going Tua.
Wentz is gonna get wrecked by that San Francisco.
Oh, he's not. Hey, Wentz is gonna fare pretty well this week, but
yeah, exactly.
No, he's not.
If Barkley is a no-go next week, should I
all right. If
add
Barkley
my to Jonathan Connor, Mike Davis, Hubbard, or Damian Harris? I don't think Barkley is going to be a go next week, and I have Barkley, and I'd like to have him be a go. So I'd roll with Connor or Hubbard. Shoot.
It's because he's projected points on on Yahoo. I seen that too. So they're projecting it like he's coming back. But Yahoo, I feel like always does that, and then come Wednesday, Thursday after waivers run, like, oh yeah, he's not playing.
Yeah, I just put him on IR even right now. So
Yeah, they waited all week to put him on out.
out
I
finally.
couldn't get Ertz for the Thursday night game. I was so pissed at that.
Yeah,
And then he gets traded. I could have had Ertz. Had I known he got traded, I would have just grabbed him. But I couldn't
Right?
drop Sterling Shepard for him. Which Sterling Shepard should be rostered, everybody. Don't forget about what he was doing before he got hurt. And the entire New York Giants receiving core is basically wiped out. So he's going to be seeing, I think he saw 14 targets. He had 10 catches for 10 out of 14 targets for only like 70 something yards, right? But it was still a lot of catches and a lot of targets. And Tooney's hurt, re-aggravated that ankle. Tooney's a bad man. If you can trade for him,
yeah.
I don't get how that guy's not suspended.
I got him. I'm not tripping.
Dude had 3 for 36 on the first drive. On the first drive, already put up.
He's going to be involved going forward for sure.
So if you can get him now that he's hurt, it might be your opportunity to buy low on him. If it's just him and Shepard, basically, out there, I don't think Evan Ingram's going to do anything. Especially with no Saquon there to dump off to. I like those two guys, Shepard and.
Let's give him these guys though. In the question here, who should we try to pick up?
I thought we answered that already. My bad. Well, for this week or rest of season? Oh yeah, so he said if he's a no-go next week. So man, I don't really do start sit till Friday, so I don't really do this research until Friday. Sorry, Jonathan. I can't really give you a good answer right now because I haven't really. I'm still kind of reacting off of this. I don't want to tell him. Just make sure again, regardless of what I say now, make sure you come back on Friday and
two Hubbards on this side. Anthony just wishy-washy. He can't decide on anybody.
Hey, we just did 20. We just did 20 start sits.
But I get you.
I do look. I do look a lot more into that later in the week. So make sure. We know that you guys will be here, but if you're in here for the Friday show, Sunday morning show, we'll definitely get into more of these questions based on the research and updates on injuries and everything else. So
yeah, because that's what matters a lot. Right? Yeah, do that for sure.
Why can't I forget? So backwards to me.
Yeah, got that mirror flipped. But yeah, so I'd say going back to that question, maybe Hubbard, but I don't know. Maybe Mike Davis at the same time. Those guys are rough. Connor, I don't know. Nothing's for sure. Like Damian Harris probably is your floor. And if you're going for upside, touchdown upside, James Conner. If you want some PPR upside, maybe go Hubbard.
Yeah, I'm going Hubbard pretty easily there.
I sold Hubbard off, so I don't really know how he's been doing. How has he been doing?
Yeah. He's doing good. Ryan Gurala?
Is he really?
Would you trade Swift and Shepard for Hopkins? With my running backs would be Henry, Fournette, and Pollard. My Wes would be
wide
Hopkins,
receivers.
Hollywood. Oh, that's what it would be. Wide receivers would be Hopkins, Hollywood, Ridley, and McLaurin.
Hell no. Shepard. Hell no. I'm keeping Swift. I'd rather have a Swift Henry combo.
I would trade him. I would trade him. I'd go for Hopkins. D-Hop's on a high power offense, getting all kinds of touchdowns. I'd go for it.
He got 2 touchdowns with like 5 catches. But yeah, I mean, I can't take it away from him, but you give me Swift. Give me Swift side.
Yeah, I'll take Swift all day on that.
Why do you guys like Swift so much? I have Swift, and he doesn't.
Because he's a running back. And like I said, if you don't like him, trade him to me. I've been trying to
give me a
decent offer. Give me a decent offer. Stop lowballing.
I don't know what you like. Send me what you're looking for. Send me something.
I'm not looking for anything.
You sent me Swift for Jamar Chase, and then you sent me Swift for Jamar Chase, and then you pulled it back. I know you want to do it.
Air it out, guys.
He has 5-0. I just need a better trade offer. This is Kevin. Just wanted to get a grade on my starting lineup: Brady, Zeke, Harris, Tyreek, Keenan, Jamar Chase, Knox, Bass, and the Cowboys. What do you think? Got him McLaurin, Pitts, and Dak benched. So you're starting Brady. I would start with Dak.
Yeah, I got good value with
Dak
Brady.
And Zeke stack.
And Zeke. Is this a 10 team? I think it's a 10 team. I don't know how you could get Zeke Harris and Tyreek unless he pulled off a trade there, which I like.
I mean, I love
And
Jamar
has
Chase. He's killing
Keenan
it.
and Jamar
Knox is
Chase.
just
Probably
talking
got
about him.
late. Yeah. No, you're good. And he
What'd
has.
you grade?
I
What
don't
was you
even know
grading?
if that's
He
a
has for a
10.
grade. He has for a grade. Let's pretend we're redrafting again right now.
If we're drafting right now, I mean, this is easily an A. I mean, it's an A team.
Yeah,
It's easily an A
A
team,
plus.
especially full PPR. You have a
Yeah,
little bit of
it
everything. You
looks like
have
a
nice floor.
10-team league, right? Obviously.
Yeah, and just to break it down a little deeper, you have nice
Are we
floor,
saying
and
it's
you have good
Damian or
boomer bust.
Najee?
Huh? Not
Damian or Najee?
If it's Najee, that's why it gets the A. If it's Damian, it's a little.
I would say that'd
less.
be the running back position.
You need to
the way
turn
he
McLaurin. I would try to
Tyreek,
turn
Keenan, and
into
Jamar. You know what I mean? I would say
Yeah, I
that's
would-
Najee Harris.
I say it's a 10 team because he drafted Tyreek, turned around and got Zeke, then came back with Keenan Allen, and then
I think he
whatever,
went
Jamar
Harrison, then
Chase.
Keenan
Or,
Allen.
Jamar
Or
Chase
it
was
could be
later.
Keeper.
Brady was later.
Anyway,
Knox was
good
the
team.
pickup.
I really want to know though
Yeah,
if it's
very
Najee
also
over
got
Damian.
McLaurin too. Damn.
Yeah. Ricky Seals-Jones was a good pickup for my bye week.
I'm right there with you, Jonathan. I did the same thing, my guy. I couldn't get Ertz. They finally put Saquon designated out, threw him in my IR, picked up Ricky Seals-Jones, scored the touchdown right away.
Didn't I say that he was a good pickup? But then you were like, nah, bro.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, because I
Didn't
wanted
he say
Ertz
that a little
more.
bit ago? Like, I'm like, wait
That
a
was the
minute. Now you're
first
just
thing he
like,
said.
No, I said I
right? That was
disagree
hella
with
funny. I was like, wait a
Donovan
minute.
Peoples-Jones. I didn't disagree with Ricky Seals-Jones. I said Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Okay, fine.
You're different. Hash Jones is a different guy.
But I did mention him earlier. It didn't matter. I was the only tight end to pick up anyways because he's filling in for Logan Thomas, doing a good job there.
Yeah,
Ryan.
he's seen like 15 targets in the last 2 games or something like that. It's crazy.
Right.
7 and
Tua
8
versus Atlanta, easy. San Francisco's a good defense. Yeah.
There you go, Ryan. Ryan knows what's up.
Should I trade Keenan for Darrell Henderson or Moss and Ertz for Darrell full PPR?
Should I trade Kareem Hunt for Darrell Henderson or Moss and Ertz for Darrell? Either.
I assume that's Darrell. I assume, or is it the same Darrell Henderson or Darrell Williams?
I read the second one as Darrell Williams.
So did I for some reason. I think is it because
it makes sense that it's Henderson. But either way, I'm sending either of those trades for him.
Yeah, I would do either one. I would
either Darrell.
I mean, I would prefer Moss and Ertz for Darrell. I'd rather go that route because to me, you're upgrading Moss to Henderson, which is a huge upgrade, and replacing Ertz isn't going to be that crazy. You know, you could stream a guy and still be good there.
He had a
so
backup question.
That
if I do get Darrell, do I start him AB or AJ Brown at the flex?
Are we talking full PPR?
Yeah, he said full PR.
Full PPR. For right now, AB.
Let's start AB. Let's start AB.
Okay, so I'm like for right now, AB until I see otherwise.
But it's full
targets.
PPR, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. 13
AJ
targets. I'd still go. I'd still go AB. I would take that upside with AB all day. And
Dustin's not in.
I'm going Darrell, AJ Brown, and then AB. If I had to rank the 3,
I'm going AB for now. I think AJ Brown's the long-term play, and I think just Darrell's a nice guy to have in there. I mean, he's still definitely going to score. I think you just get huge upside with putting AB there. You know, he could put up 30 for you in a full PPR.
I'm gonna side with Dustin on this one. Go with the running back.
There it is.
No, hey, those are all good guys to have too.
Yeah, no, you're not in a bad spot. Sometimes when you have those kind of good guys, maybe package them up to get one guy who you know definitely you're starting over anybody else. You know, when you have good guys like that and you have an abundance of good talent, that's when you try to trade up and get those, you know, guys who are going to give you that positional advantage.
Top echelon guys.
Not so much CMC though. I heard you guys talking about him earlier.
Yeah, not so much CMC. Yeah. Hey, I'm even.
You guys talked about right?
That I was just talking about Travis Kelce, and he's not performing like he should be by this. You know, it's already getting into the season here, and I'm not satisfied with picking him up at all.
Oh,
I won't do it again.
whatever you
Not
want.
taking those
Send
tight
me an
ends.
offer.
Every year it
Send me an
backfires me.
offer, Frank. Send me an offer,
Yee,
please.
6-1-0. He's a 6-0. You got Ryan at 5-1. Kyle Pitts. Here we go.
He glossed over
Kyle
that. Send me
Pitts
an offer
and
for
Harris
anything you want,
for
Frank.
Swift and Stephon Diggs. What side you take?
Anything
Kevin, you
want.
got to tell us if you're talking about Najee or Damian. I don't know how to answer this because if it's Kyle Pitts and Najee,
Najee's getting close
I'm
to being
taking D
untradeable
Swift
for
and
me, man.
Stephon Diggs, no matter who.
Najee?
Najee's starting to become untradeable for me.
I wanted him
With
from
as,
the
mu-
get-go.
as
I
many
didn't get a
as many
chance.
targets as he's seeing, and how much he's
I started him over
truly one of.
Jonathan Taylor,
Did you?
Ooh.
Yeah.
which was tough.
Well, Jonathan Taylor went ape shit this week.
Shit, yeah, he was balling.
Yeah, he was. If you bought him low,
So you
But, I
did
mean, he didn't do bad.
outscore him by a point or two.
Oh,
In the league that I
JT?
have, whatever the bonuses were, they
Yeah,
were
see,
pretty
that's
close.
and that's
So.
maybe
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor's high, and that's not. It starts to become Najee's floor. You know what I mean?
Well, he
Sometimes.
broke like an 83-yard run right away, and
Touchdown.
I was like, "Yep, makes sense," because I
You
sat
did
him.
You
start
Of
him.
course he did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know how that goes.
So which one are you guys going with on this? Kyle Pitts and Harris for D Swift and Stephon Diggs?
I'll take Swift.
I don't
and
care
Diggs.
which Harris it is. I'm taking Swift
Yeah,
and Diggs
exactly.
by far.
Yeah, I'll take Swift and Diggs after all
There's
that.
a lot of Swift
By
love around here. I'm
landslide.
still trying to figure out what's going on with that. So
I
we
did
got
just look at your team to send
Broski.
a trade, Frank.
All right, nice. I'll check it out.
Oh, you sent it for what? You just went
I
after
have-
Kelsey? No, I want Kelsey.
Calm
Dude.
down
I'll
here.
send you something right now.
Broski,
Hold on.
I have Ridley, Evans, and Claypool. Should I trade Hopkins and Montgomery for CMC? So
Didn't
here
hear
we
you.
go. Back to CMC. I have Ridley, Evans, and Claypool. So that's his wide receiver. Should I
No.
trade Hopkins and Montgomery for
Broski.
CMC?
No,
Hopkins and
I would
Montgomery is a
not.
bit much, man.
I throw
Yeah, I
Claypool.
wouldn't either. At this point, we were going for it, but I mean,
I'll give you Claypool and Evans for CMC. These CMC owners are
Yeah,
beat up right now. Trade now.
I would say
I got
Ridley and
6 shares
Evans
of
for
CMC.
Hopkins. I'd say Ridley and Evans for Hopkins and call it a day.
Yeah.
what do you mean Ridley
I
and
mean-
Evans for Hopkins? That's his on his team. He can't be trading.
Yeah, Hopkins and Montgomery are both on his team.
Yeah,
And Pitts and Harris.
yeah.
Oh, I
we're
thought he
reading
was
that
trying
wrong.
to get Hopkins.
Or not
Okay,
Pitts and
yeah.
Harris. I read the wrong one.
Yeah. So I would agree with Dustin's Evans and Claypool for CMC. Throw that at him. See what happens. I would not be getting rid of Hopkins and Montgomery, especially Montgomery coming back. You know when he's going to be coming back versus CMC. But I guess we got a couple of weeks out on him too, right? So
I'd do a Claypool and Montgomery or a Evans and Montgomery. Either one for CMC. I know I just did all that stuff about hey, nobody wants CMC.
it is. It's PPR, so it is
I'm
PPR.
just mad, man. I got him in 6 leagues, so he's just making me work for my money this year. If he could stay healthy for the last 4 to 5 weeks, whatever, get me in there when it counts.
He's going to be scoring
I'll
25, and you're going to be like,
So I just traded him for Saquon and AJ Brown.
that's not bad.
Well, when I first looked at it, I was like, I'm not taking that. And then I just slept on it, and I was like, I need to get rid of at least one share. I'm like, I'm riding CMC's coattail. If he's done for the season, I'm got 6 leagues banking on him.
Yeah. Well, and we have a little PTSD of what happened last year, and it's like literally happening again. They did the same thing. They
Hey,
didn't put
that's
him on
what I was
IR
saying earlier.
originally, and then he went on IR, and then came back, got hurt again, which I think was more of the freak accident. What happened in the beginning?
Yeah, and
was
that's
a
what I
little
mentioned
more
earlier. I was like,
sketchy.
now it was the shoulder when he came back.
Yeah.
But he
It
seems
was
like a breakable guy.
collarbone or
Now
a
he's like
it was like a chest or
injury
rib
prone
or
guy.
something.
He's just like an injury prone guy now. It seems like he's, fabulous.
Why
was
couldn't
like,
I just got number 2 pick in these leagues,
No, what you wanted was 4, because that was Derrick Henry. Because most
No, I
people
remember
were,
I had Derrick
or
Henry at
keeper.
most
2
people went
forever.
CMC, Cook, and then Kamara, like right at the end, started flying up in the preseason because everybody's seen preseason, and then Henry was going 4th. I think his ADP was 4.
Yeah.
Especially in PPR. He was definitely
So we
4
got
in
one from
PPR.
Haas. I was offered DJ Moore and McLaurin for Lamb and Higgins and Chenault. You guys sure I should keep Lamb and decline the trade? DJ Moore and McLaurin for Lamb.
No, take DJ Moore and McLaurin.
Oh.
You could have all three of those guys.
Yeah, that's not
Lamb,
yeah.
Higgins, and Chenault.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah, that's different.
Those are two
That's
bona fide receivers right
Yeah.
there.
In that case, take the DJ Moore McLaurin side. Because you're giving away
because those
yeah.
Haas, log off right now.
And they don't really have
Good.
running games, and the question and now that CMC's gone for a few more weeks, like DJ Moore should eat. You know, everything going on with Gibson right now. Scary Terry should eat.
Yeah.
You know, Lamb's gonna eat. It's basically Lamb for both of those two guys. Higgins, I think, is really gonna do fine later on, but he doesn't really have any value right now, and Chenault is borderline droppable for me at this point.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you go.
Not after 10 targets, but yeah. I dropped him last week.
Of all those type of people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's droppable.
For sure.
He's not like somebody I'm like, I have to hold on to this guy if I have him. You know, because he had 10 targets this week, but last week he only had 3 targets. So it's so.
I think he only had 1, right?
7. He had 1 catch on 3 targets.
58 yards or something. Okay.
Yeah. Of 158-yard catch. Yeah. So if he doesn't have that, he literally donuts, right?
0.
So it's 7, 4, 7, 3, 10. What's next game?
Yeah.
Pick the next, recognize the pattern, right? What comes next, right? I mean, it's the chaos.
All right, Jonah's got one for us.
Yeah, Jonah's got one. Here, moving on.
I might do that trade. I like that trade.
Bench are all on a bye week. Like my ass. Allen, Diggs, Sanders, Jefferson, Claypool, Schultz, and Knox. Probably going to package Schultz and Higbee and target Waller.
Yeah, you can.
I feel like a lot of people are in this situation.
He's a buy low.
I'm hurting right now. I'm hurting.
Waller is. We'll probably definitely get into that more on Wednesday in the buy sell trade show, but Waller's definite buy low. I just want to back up to Haas's question though. If you're even considering trading CeeDee Lamb, like if that's even on the table, why not try to get a running back first? Like, why trade for more receivers? You know,
I have DJ Moore and McLaurin ranked above Lamb, and I'm a Cowboy fan.
Yeah,
I would take either one of them for him
it's
straight
bad.
up.
I'm just saying you can sell Lamb so high after this 30-point game he just had. Just finished wide receiver 1 overall. You might be able to get a running back out of that.
Anthony's always
all right, we'll talk about that on the Wednesday.
He always wants to trade even higher.
So
that's kind of crazy, man. So Jonathan,
yeah, because trying to get good value is absolutely crazy, right? Yeah.
No, Anthony's like, oh yeah, let me get a Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry for him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at. I hate my money league. These people are benching playoff Lenny and Darrell Henderson for Melvin Gordon and Chase Hubbard.
Chuba, but yeah.
Chuba? Yeah, it's probably Chuba Hubbard. It's probably
Damn.
Probably got auto corrected.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Well, Frank, we had the guy in our league that traded for Tyreek Hill and then sat him for 2 weeks.
Sat him for like 2 weeks or how long?
2 or 3 weeks. Just put him back in his lineup like last week when he went off for like 40 or whatever.
I don't know. He was on vacation.
Hey, that actually wasn't bad.
Hey, as long as he donates.
He had that
it worked out. Yeah, I mean, it worked out. It's just like, what are you doing? Like traded like
got
half
a genius
his team for it. Yeah, and it like worked out. I was like, I don't even get it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't explain that one.
Rest of the season.
McLaurin easily.
Yeah, that was unanimous.
Waddle or Shepard?
That's closer.
McLaurin.
That's a lot closer.
Wow, that's a lot closer. I like the touchdown upside more with Waddle than what I see with Shepard right now. Sometimes just this, I mean, they're both on pretty bad teams, like as far as like offense is concerned, but I still like what I see with the Dolphins a little more than
I like Tua as a QB better than I do Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
That's why I'll go to Waddle side.
It's the decision making. Tua just can't throw the ball. Like if Danny Dimes had Tua's decision making, some of his decision making, or if Tua had Danny Dimes' arm, then yeah.
Kevin's all trade.
I'm waddling.
Talking about Najee.
Yeah.
Here we go. Drop OBJ for Jerry Jeudy.
Yes. I'll say it. I'll get bold and say yes. I was one of the big
would've been
OBJ
in
guys
the
early. You guys know that.
I'm
So
not
I
an
think
OBJ
it's
guy, but
huge
Jerry
coming
Judy
from
coming
me.
back should be good.
I like him.
Sure.
He saved me him going out for those couple plays. Literally helped me.
McLaurin, right? McLaurin for Jamar Chase.
I feel like McLaurin is the most brought up name in trades. Again,
It is.
I'm
yeah.
huge on McLaurin, but I traded him twice last week, but for Nick Chubb. Again,
Yeah,
some
no,
of
he
them
has
packaged,
value.
but like that
This
name
is
is coming up a lot.
It's kind of like the new
Tyler
807.
Lockett,
You know,
807 right here. He's a
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
he's like a guy who everybody wants. Like you don't mind having him,
So
and he
pick
has
one though.
value, but he's
Pick
also
one, though.
easily like, oh, I'll give him up. Like he's, you know,
I don't know why I gave him up. It kind of made me sick to my stomach just thinking about it.
no, it
It
really
does go
does.
good,
But
man.
he got
So
Chubb,
McLaurin
and
or
then Chubb
Jamar
gets
Chase.
hurt.
You
Yeah,
gotta
that's
pick
tough
one.
too.
I'm going
I'll
with the
take-
Jamar Chase side.
God, I
I'm
have to say
McLaurin.
I have to say Jamar Chase, man. I'll take the potential upside on what I see, man. It's
For
probably
sure.
not sustainable, but I just like what they have going on there more than you know, they got Fitz coming back. Who knows how that's even going to go? They have really no run game. That's tough. So let me go Jamar Chase.
And Kevin here was just responding to us. It is a 10-man league. I traded for Tyreek and Dak and
I called
Najee.
it.
I gave up Lamar, Emmanuel Sanders, and
Nice trade.
oh, nice. That was a good trade right there.
Yeah, your team's nice,
I
dude.
would have done that for sure. That's a
Did
nice
he
team. 10
did he
league, we're doing
confirm
good.
which Harris? Did he confirm which Harris it was? Najee or
Said
Damian?
right there,
That's the
Najee.
Najee part. That's what the
Oh,
Najee
okay.
means.
You just brought it up then.
That's the Harris. Yeah, you just
Oh, I
put
totally
Najee
missed
instead of
it.
Harris.
My bad.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Because he
and
went I
Najee.
instead of the two E's.
Oh, that's what it got me.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I don't even see it. Okay. And I gave up.
No
yeah.
worries.
No, that's a great
Jonathan,
trade.
should I try to trade Devontae Adams if I need a running back and a lesser wide receiver? I don't know about trading Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what running back are you going to get?
If you can.
That's
Maybe like
that's
a
I was
Zeke.
just offering Christian McCaffrey for Devontae Adams. The guy declined it. I was like, all right, I'll throw in Elijah. And he declined it again. And that's in your league, Frank.
Well, I know. I heard about that.
Man, I'm like Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey and anybody for anybody is kind of crazy in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. The fact that you even have to add anybody on to Christian McCaffrey hurt is crazy.
Yeah.
Just shows you where the
So
state
who
of
should
fantasy
you
is
know?
right
I don't
now.
know. It depends on who you obviously going for.
Maybe you can get
Obviously,
like a
very
Zeke.
high
You
RB.
know? Shoot
Yeah,
for
Zeke's
maybe like a
killing it.
Zeke and a Chase or like a. Again, it's tough though. Like to me, I'm never trading a running that. What you want in return for a running back, no one's willing to give that up, especially considering the state of running backs right now. Like, who in their right mind would want to give up their running back one without getting a running back in return? Like, at least a running back two in return,
Yeah, I
plus
got
a
offered
wide receiver one. I'm just saying
a
it's tough.
ton
You'd
for
have to really have a
Eckler.
special team.
Yeah, I got offered a ton for Eckler, and I just didn't want to do it. I was like, no way. I was like, even though he had this bad week this week, and I'm still comfortable with Eckler. I'm like, roll him out. Like, you know what I mean? How are you going to be that's the comfort zone that you're going to get from having a good running back and not having to deal with, who should I start this week or can I trade for this guy or, who's went down. You know what I mean? Like, keep your healthy guys going and roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I'm getting a running back, it's not going to be like one of these Hubbards or Williams or one of these guys that's playing for a couple weeks or Devontae Booker. Or,
no,
yeah.
it's not a rental.
I need an RB1.
Like if I'm trading Devontae Adams, like maybe you can get an Aaron Jones. You know, maybe an Aaron Jones plus another, mid, Bobby Trees, an Aaron Jones and Bobby Trees kind of a trade.
Would you buy on low
Something
like a
like
DK Metcalf or a Lockett? I don't think they go packages like that much, though, right?
I mean, you could maybe like a DK plus a nice running back, Najee and a DK or something for Devontae. But again, I don't know. I mean, I would still
That's
rather
just
have
what makes it so hard because you're talking
DK side. Yeah,
yeah,
he's worth it though. I mean, he's worth it, and especially in a PPR, he's worth it. But like, again, if he would have had that touchdown where he stepped out by like a half an inch, I had him on my DFS, and that would have been a huge week for me had he scored that touchdown. Anyway.
Yeah. And see really quick.
I miss cashing out. I miss cashing in my DFS by like I think 2.5 points.
Out of how many?
2.5
Could have been
points.
DK's
How
dumb
many
fumble.
entries is what I'm trying to get at?
Oh, just I only do one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is one.
I don't do like those multiple lineup things.
No, I
Like,
mean, how many people
just,
are in your league?
Oh, it
that
was
you're doing
it was like literally a 25-cent like buy-in, and there was I don't know like 14,000 people in it or something like
That's
that.
what I was trying to get. That number is what I
Yeah,
was trying to
and
get.
I
Like
almost
14
cashed. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
I almost cashed out of like 2 people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like 14,000, or I was like 1,400 and something out of like 14,000 or something like that.
Yeah, those
I'll
guys are
get the
doing
numbers
good to do
anyway.
that. So he's out. C's just saying, why can't I get offers like that in my leagues? Yeah, that's rough. Got to get some good offers. Should I trade Michael Thomas and Wilson for T. Higgins and Antonio Brown in full PPR?
Lee Shakur, what's up, man? I don't know if
think
I've seen Lee
that's
Shakur. If you guys are new and watching, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us, man, in the description. Just get that plug in there now. We're trying to get our way to 300. So if you guys, like what you're hearing and want to join us, hit that subscribe button for us. Not the one that Frank's popping up right now, but the one
Doesn't look good. My
in
bad.
the description side.
I was trying.
It's all right. It's all being blocked, and all of our other contact info is gone. We'll work that out. But no,
It's on the
so
description anyways.
yeah, no, it'll work itself out. But yeah, so check that out. So he says, should I trade Mike Thomas and Wilson for T. Higgins and Antonio Brown in full PPR?
Higgins, Antonio Brown.
Is this
I'll
Russell
do it.
Wilson?
Which Wilson?
I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm like Russell Wilson, Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Lee, help us out with that. If you can let us know which Wilson you talking about here.
I assume it's Russell Wilson.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's just who do you have?
I'd go
Who
for
do you have in
Antonio Brown.
return? Yeah, just who do you have in return for that?
Russell Wilson.
I'm all down for trading Michael Thomas for something you can use now. Like anything you can get for him that you can use between now and the end of the year, it's worth it. You don't know what you're going to get with Michael Thomas. He may not even play this year.
Yeah.
Honestly, you brought up a good point. I was going to save it for the next show. I'm trying to sell Mike Thomas right now before I even find out what's going on, if he's still carrying last year's name. Yeah.
The stock can only go down. Like it's heading at a peak because he's getting back. Yeah, he's like getting back to this point now where he has value. So this is good. Potentially is the highest his value is going to be before it can completely just hit rock bottom, and it can happen as soon as week 1. If he goes like 1 for 3 for like 7 yards or something, and it just looks terrible.
Oh God.
You have
and we just held him for 6 weeks.
Yeah, you just held him this whole time. You've been getting offers for him, turning stuff down. He's not coming back with Drew Brees, so if you can get something for him, trade him.
Which brings up this next question. What are your thoughts on Jameis Winston?
It may work out. Like, it may work out for every game. Yeah.
Who's Jameis Winston facing this weekend?
Who's he playing? They're playing the Seahawks. So him versus Geno playing it. I mean, it should be a good game. I mean, we've seen how it was last week between they were playing Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh and Seattle. That's who played on Sunday night. And so I mean, expect something similar to Big Ben. Maybe a little better.
New Orleans defense is pretty decent, and it's been holding Jameis Winston in these games, and he's been doing some good ball management some weeks and being Jameis the next week. So, we're hoping Michael Thomas comes back and does well. But, like Anthony was saying, you don't want him to drop the goose egg in there. Now you don't know what the hell to do with him. I would sell high on him as soon as he has that one good game and, try to trade him away. Right?
Emil.
What do we got from Kevin? Honestly, I throw like 10 times a week. Most that might look good. Good book aren't. And sometimes I hook something. I always look for players who had bad weeks back to back, or someone who needs something bad. Yeah, I mean that's
my man, Kevin. My man.
That's trading 101 for sure. Pick up the
It's
waiver wire
fishing.
pick of the week and sell it to the guy that needs them.
And that's fishing right there. When you just keep sending trades, you'll either wear them down or you'll send one that they like. You never know because people's values are all over the place sometimes. So you never know what you can send to somebody. Maybe you're off just a little bit.
And you're making sales offers, and then eventually one of those sales offers is going to flourish for you. That's what you're doing. You're just planting seeds, putting doubt in people's minds, Do I need it? Do I need
Kevin's
really
over
need
here
to, can I get him?
multitasking.
You know?
He's on this. He's on the Sleeper channel. Hey, we're riding back and forth on the Sleeper channel, and he's on here.
Drew,
Yeah.
would you trade Hendo
That's
and
fine.
Lockett for McLaurin? Hendo's my RB3 behind Kamara and Mixon in full PPR.
Nah, keep that depth. As much as I like
Yeah, you want
McLaurin
that
and all
running
them,
back.
keep that depth.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Nope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially not for Lockett. Anyways, involved in that. I offered the same package
Wilson.
for Diggs and got rejected. Nah.
Yeah.
But he was offering the same thing for Diggs?
Yeah, I would still hold on to Henderson until you get a little closer to the trade deadline because you got to get through that spot. You know, once you get to your trade deadlines, then you can kind of set yourself up and go for broke and just kind of make it a sprint. But right now it's a marathon, so you need that depth. We're
We got a
just
shout
getting
out
into
to
bye
the
weeks.
fantasy boardroom.
What up? What up,
What up,
Tycoon?
what up?
AKA
I was
the best dressed man in fantasy.
AKA.
The best dressed man in fantasy football.
J
What up,
Media's
guy?
back. What's up? What's up?
What's up, Jay?
What up, J Media?
Right? What's your thoughts on packaging Claypool, Edmonds,
And I know Wilson came in too. It's later.
how high can I get with them? So he's trying to package Claypool, Edmonds, and Ramondre Moore. Who do you think he could get? Claypool.
Edmonds and Claypool will get you something. I don't think people are going to really buy into the Rondell Moore.
Yeah, he's on and off waiver wires every week. He looks like he's one of the better options out there. So when you see him, people are kind of like, "Oh yeah, I got to get him." And then as soon as you need someone to drop, you can kind of drop him, because he'll kind of be there.
Until come late in the season.
Claypool and Edmonds, but who should he shoot for Claypool and Edmonds? I mean, like, what are you looking for?
Yeah,
running back. Are you looking for a wide receiver?
Yeah, it really depends on your team there. And again, trades also, kind of you have to know what's going on with the other teams as well too. You want to make sure again you're targeting teams that have bad records that need to win now.
Injuries.
If you're trying to target pieces, whoever's injured, who they have, priority, waiver, fab, you're taking all those things into consideration for your trades. So just because it makes sense on a trade chart doesn't mean it makes sense for your league. If that makes sense.
So we got Haas back here. We got I have Najee and Taylor McKissick, Collins, and Michael Carter as my running backs. Should I trade a Lamb for another running back, or stay put, or do more McLaurin trade? I have Allen at QB2. I also have Knox at tight end. So he's really trying to move some running back depth for some wide receiver depth.
Yeah. So who are his wide receivers? He has Lamb. Oh, because he wants to get Moore and McLaurin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that the Moore and McLaurin trade for Lamb. I think it was that the second version of that trade.
Yeah.
The first one that you said wasn't that good, but the second one I liked a little more. He was offered DJ Moore and McLaurin for Lamb, Higgins, and Shenault. So to me, I would probably do that trade. If you're really itching to trade. Who's his other wide receiver with Lamb, though? Is that what he's saying? He just doesn't have another guy with him, which is why he's trying to turn him into DJ Moore and McLaurin?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what's happening. Yeah.
So basically, do you guys like Lamb and Higgins or DJ Moore and Scary Terry if you're starting two wide receivers?
DJ Moore and Scary Terry?
Right. In that case, I would
make
a trade.
So, yeah. Oh, shoot. What up, them boys?
See, everybody, welcome.
What's up? So he was confirming it was Russell Wilson, and you have Herbert already, and Sam Darnold for Lee Shakur on the one we covered earlier. I think I have Let's put this one up here. The thing is, I have Lamb, DK, and Deontay. So going back to Lee's question, let me get back to Lee's question here.
Yeah, I was going to say that's different.
which was should I trade MT for Wilson and
Hey,
TD
Lee.
full PPR?
All
But
right,
he's
so
answering our question. So he has Russell Wilson. I have Herbert already,
so
and
should I
Sam
trade
Robinson.
Mike Thomas and Wilson? And it's Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He has Lamb. And go back
But
to
he
who he
has-
had. He has Lamb.
I have
He has-
Lamb.
He has Herbert, so he's fine with trading Russell.
Yeah, because
And
he's
he
got
has
the
Sam
wide
Darnold still
the
as a
quarterback depth.
QB2.
Yeah, he has a quarterback depth that he doesn't need to worry about trading Russell Wilson. I'd do it.
And he has Lamb, DK, and Deontay. I like all three of those guys, but if you can get DJ Moore, Scary Terry, DK,
So he's trying to get
and
Antonio
Deontay,
Brown. He's going for T. Higgins and Antonio Brown is what he's going for.
Oh,
I would do it.
Ooh. Oh, it's that one.
It's that one. That's what I was trying to get at. I would say yes. Get
Yeah.
Antonio Brown.
I wouldn't mind that.
He's got the quarterback depth.
Obviously,
sure
try to.
that.
My whole thing is obviously try to get a running back first, but if you don't need a running back, I don't mind that trade. Since you have Herbert and Sam Darnold still. I mean, you're definitely taking a hit to your QB2, but and again, you just had a quarterback go down, so you know how it could happen. So it's a little tough, but if you really want that wide receiver
He's
depth,
got the quarterback.
go ahead and do it.
Depth. He's got the quarterback.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fine.
I still like that other trade a little more though.
Yeah, right.
If that was
What's
an
up,
option.
Wilson?
Oh, there
what up? What up?
See, there it is, Dustin. You saw it.
Well, if I read the chats, I see them better on my I'm watching this live stream, so
Nice. Just having Mixon,
sometimes I see
James
them a little different
Robinson,
over here.
and Barkley rest of the season a strong enough running back core. Having Mixon, James Robinson, and Barkley.
Jonathan, there's no
I would
such
say
thing.
No. I would say no.
There's no such thing as a strong enough running back core. Hey, stack them all up. If you're going to trade anything, and I hate doing the whole, hey, grab these guys to trade, but see who pans out. There's always somebody in more need. There's these people that went zero RB strategy who are hurting right now, especially with the bye weeks. Like, these are the weeks that this is where money's made. You got teams that are no wins, 1 win, 2 wins, and they're struggling. They're ready to get rid of these guys. So,
Or they have to. You got people on bye weeks, people hurt. They need to field an actual lineup because they need to win that week or else it's over. So their only option is they have to trade. So pay attention to that kind of stuff. And I don't want to say prey on those teams, but those are teams that are willing to make trades. Trading with your guy who's 5-0 that has 4 running backs and 4 good receivers. He's not going to trade you. He doesn't need to.
Yeah, it doesn't need to. But I'll put it to you this way, Jonathan. You've already had an injury to Mixon, and you already had an injury to Barkley. So do you think you need another guy? Yeah, you do. You need another running back.
You barely had someone to start this week.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking already. It's looking rough now, but I'm hoping by playoff
coming off
time,
an injury. Yeah, Barkley's gone.
Good enough or taught enough. I imagine that was good enough.
Yeah, it's probably good enough. Yeah,
we're telling you no right now. It's not good enough. And we talk about the listener league. We can talk about the listener league. Wilson, what do you want to talk about?
We should hold a
stream where all of us. We should hold a stream where all of us listener league people can get in and we can do like a shit talking session.
Chat about that.
Yeah, listener league.
I do think we need to do.
I'm sitting at number 7 in both of the leagues, so I'm feeling all right.
You want to run it down real quick? Dustin, you got it right there.
Looking at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I'm
getting
nice.
Hold on.
Yeah. You're holding it down in the chat, on the sleeper channel, and on the pod all at the same time.
Yeah,
that's how we do it here. I get right.
I'm just trying to handle this comment section right now today.
Yeah, you're holding it down, Frank. Good job.
All right, it's not looking amazing. We got, of course, Wilson. He wanted to bring it up because he's holding down the one spot over there.
Is that what it was? Okay, there we go. Now we know.
He's like, all right, you can stop talking about it now.
Got you the shout out, Wilson. You're number 1 for this week.
He just had a really good game. Him and Calbeck were going at it, and he pulled that one off. Then you got Ryan M. Hick, second. You got Mike Herr running the 3rd spot. Damn boys. He's here on the 4, followed by No More Interesting Facts, McGoats, No, I'm just kidding. Calbeck in the 6th. Fish and Frank running the 7th. I'm over here barely holding down the 8th spot.
You can stop right there now. We can just stop. You can stop there.
We can keep going. We're gonna get to you sooner or later.
No, that's all right. It's all right. Oh snap! I'm not at the bottom anymore. Let's go.
You're not at the bottom anymore. You
keep
moved
going.
Up.
Yeah, keep going. You
Yeah, go ahead. There's only a few more.
Read them off. Yeah, read them off.
And then you got Luke Camp, and me and Luke Camp just freaking battled. I beat him by less than a point, so that easily could have switched. Then you got Rasta in the 10 spot,
holding down the top 10, baby. Let's go.
Followed by NYG guy and Lord of Fanta,
who I just beat to send down to the 12th spot. We swapped places, I believe. I got hurt with this team, man. This team
hey, whatever, Wilson.
Hey, I just want to give it, just quick background to the new watchers and listeners here. We do have a current running listener league. They started early when we were doing our Friday night mocks, and that's how many of these guys got into the listener league, by just drafting really well preseason, getting started, getting out here with us. So, if you want to get in the listener league next year, definitely start watching the show early. Start getting on with our Friday night mocks, where we're, just straight up doing drafts after draft after draft, grading and, breaking down what we see coming up for this next season. And you could win your way into a listener league, right?
Yep. Nice plug, Frank.
Yeah,
it's like you do this for a living now.
Right? It's almost like we're doing it for a living, right? It's a panic time for Lockett. He's very inconsistent as my WR2. I would be stressing on him too, but you got to start him. What are your other options?
Gino. Not with Gino. There's a lot of wide receiver options out there. Again, we're talking about all the different trades. People moving wide receivers around. Try to get on one of those packages. Package up some of your depth. You got to take a chance sometimes, and get a little out of your comfort zone if you need to. If you feel like you have a position that can produce more. So, what are your thoughts on Lockett, Dustin?
I'm not getting rid of Lockett at this point.
Mr. 807.
You're not panicking yet? It's not panic mode yet?
Even with Gino for the next 6 to 8 weeks?
It's been my panic mode since
Russell will be back. And I think a lot of it is like we were saying, because people were panicking about DK come the first 4 weeks. And then things just find a way of balancing themselves out. Am I content and I'm just like, let me not grab another receiver because I got Lockett? No, but am I going to cut him for somebody on the waiver wire? No.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah,
but I'm a trader, so I'm sending him out there.
Would you start Sutton or Lockett?
Sutton.
You would have not said that 3 weeks ago, I guarantee.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't have. No, 3 weeks ago.
Oh no, not when he was having that run, but I've been big on Sutton, so.
Oh yeah,
somewhere in between.
You're a Sutton Schroeder with me over there.
Yeah, exactly. He's holding strong. Clap Nuts, what's up, man? Sutton. Is this a new guy? Clap Nuts?
I don't know, but better be careful, Frank. We're gonna have to shout out to Legal Zoom over here. Be careful. Don't let him get you in the chat. They're gonna try to trick you.
Exactly. Did I trade Jacoby, Kelsey, Swift, and Tim Patrick for DJ Moore, Aaron Jones, and Hawk full PPR? But then he says take out Patrick. So he says, should I trade Jacoby Myers, Kelsey, Swift?
I thought you meant take out Kelsey. Like you had me with a hot no as soon as Kelsey's involved. No to everything else you just said.
It doesn't say Kelsey Swift, Jacoby Kelsey. That's what it's saying, right? Jacoby, Kelsey, Swift.
Yeah.
For DJ Moore and Aaron Jones.
And Hawk. No thanks. If you absolutely need a running back, but then this just shows me if you really wanted a running back instead of a tight end, then don't draft Kelsey in the first round. Draft Aaron Jones. You could have got him in the same spot. Like you had that opportunity. Something told you to take Kelsey instead of Aaron Jones. 6 weeks into the season shouldn't change your mind. Stay with Kelsey, dude.
It's changing my mind. I would have taken that trade.
Hey, I'm not trading you Aaron Jones
like that.
I'm not trading you Aaron Jones.
Say something like that, then I'll take it.
Nah.
And that's why. Because of Aaron Jones.
That's only because in that league that you got him, I got Aaron Jones with my 6th round pick. So I'll trade you a 6th round running back, not Aaron Jones.
Let's go. But I like DJ Moore and Aaron Jones side on that. Hawks just kind of fill in for the fact that the Kelsey part of it. So, but Jacoby's definitely doing really well over New England, and you guys are really high on Swift. But the Kelsey part is what's the kicker for Anthony. I would say go for it because I like Aaron Jones over that and DJ Moore. So,
What about you, D?
what do you
You're the
think,
deciding
Dustin? You got a
factor.
pretty good tiebreaker. Yeah.
Man, this one's tough, but looking at it, I'm rocking with the Kelsey Swift side.
Staying with the true holding pat. Don't
The difference
don't
between
move yet.
Jones and Swift in a PPR league is not as great as the difference between Kelsey and Hawkinson.
And Jacoby's kind of my sleeper on that one too. I like Jacoby as just a fill-in guy.
Yeah. If Jacoby starts having a better touchdown rate, then he could push maybe low end or high end wide receiver 2 numbers. But until that starts happening, poor guy had his one taken away. He was celebrating and everything. The announcers were like, "He finally got it," and they're like,
See that? Yeah, right.
holding offense, and then like his whole everything just went like the whole stadium was
changed,
like,
right?
"No." It was so
not
sad,
us.
dude.
Hey,
I felt
not us.
yeah, dude. I felt so bad for him.
Yeah, that was rough.
I
Media, I'm so done with Rondale Moore.
I was telling you, he's on the wire, off the wire. Pick him up, got to hold him, drop him. Like he's just that hot potato guy, man. He's a perfect waiver wire bye-week filler guy. He's a guy who belongs on the waiver wire. He's there for everybody to use when you need to just plug somebody in because he's the third or fourth wheel on a high-powered offense that he could score in one play. Like he's just that kind of guy. He's like
he's the lucky if he happens
the
to be
new
the guy
Deshaun
that you have
Jackson.
on your,
He's the new Deshaun Jackson.
to be your streaming guy that you need for the bye week, and you put him in, and you got you the touchdown. That's that's best he's getting.
Yeah, that's what you're hoping for.
How about the game tonight? Another good one. Yeah, they've been awesome games, really good games this season. Too many to count, honestly. There's been a lot of games and a lot of overtime games. And
I thought we were gonna get another overtime. Yeah,
Thursday was good games, and they're never that good. Drew, literally while watching the stream, I got offered Hawkinson for Damian Harris and Ayuk. Would you accept half PPR? I don't even care about Ayuk.
I would say go to the next question because AKA is asking him what's your tight end situation, and he's saying that he currently has Dawson Knox.
Yeah, in that case, I'd say no.
But I'm with you, Frank. I care less about Ayuk.
Yeah, exactly. Ayuk's not the issue. Damian Harris for Hawkinson. Give me Damian Harris.
Keep the running back.
Yeah, we saw that he got the ball. I want to look up his actual touches here this week.
He wasn't doing too bad.
He won't say pray on them, but I'll say pray on them.
Oh, yeah, I was like, I know you guys were actually watching every single snap of that game. Was Damian Harris, he didn't look like he was getting any doghouse treatment, did he?
No, not really. They just couldn't do much. It was game script that took it away from them. You know what I mean? They had to try to keep up.
Okay.
So they had to throw the ball.
They were trying to throw.
Yeah. They had to try to keep it. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, we're they're yeah.
Cool
Mac Jones.
Kevin.
Kevin Martinez.
You said what I wanted to say. I'm trying to stay cordial here on a show. I'm trying to stay trying to uphold an image here, my man.
Kevin also says, should I start Renfro versus Philly or Higgins versus Baltimore next week? Man, give me
Jesus. Higgins.
Yeah, I'm going Higgins too.
The Philly defense hasn't been that great though. I don't know.
They've been horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Darius Slay will be on Ruggs. He's a potential sit. Again, dived into it more probably by Friday, but my initial instinct is Higgins, but that's also probably because I have Higgins quite a few shares of him. So
yeah.
I'm a little partial.
Yeah, that one for sure will give you a better answer later in the week. Wilson, you think OBJ could possibly go to Green Bay before the trade deadline? I heard rumors of this today.
Hey, if you're hearing it, Wilson, I believe it. You heard it here first.
Hey, yeah,
Wilson's our inside guy. Hey, he's our inside guy. He even knows a couple players here and there. So if he says something like this, man, it has some weight to it. So I
In
wouldn't be
that case, should
surprised
we
to
pick
start.
up OBJ?
He's already picked up, but
I'm
you
just
mean,
saying
like,
we were
kinda
talking about
target him a
dropping
little
him
bit?
earlier.
Yeah, in that case,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
that
say a
might
big
change.
You wanna hold
hell
him?
no.
I don't think it'll happen. There's no way he's gonna play second fiddle Devontae Adams, but on paper or a
not?
Yeah,
on a
I
video
don't think he
game,
has a
that'd
I
be
don't think he
nice.
has a personality to go be a number 2.
He doesn't
Green
have the
Bay's
personality
front
to be a
office.
Packers. Yeah, he doesn't have a he doesn't have a personality to be a Packer. Like, those are
Green Bay's front
certain.
office has never, ever picked anybody up.
Yeah, they're
You guys
owned
tell
by
me
the
besides
people.
Randall Cobb, I can't name another person that they're like, oh my God, let's target a weapon for Aaron Rodgers. Like,
Yeah.
so, hey, maybe he's got a little juice right now because, he got him to sign Randall Cobb. He got him to come back. He got Devontae back. And, he's doing rock star stuff, of course.
Or if they want him to
But I
stay,
don't know
maybe they
why he would
will.
pick OBJ.
Yeah, of all the
I
people.
don't think he'd be able to play in the cold over there.
Yeah. If they do it,
He plays in Cleveland. It's like,
Yeah, but over there, the Packers be getting
like-
snow on the field.
and
That's
he
kinda
played in
crazy.
New York.
Yeah, but
yeah,
then
in New York.
yeah, I
It's like
guess
the
so.
two coldest places on earth.
Let's think
Hey,
about that,
and the
New York,
Browns have
but
been saying that they're shopping him off.
Interesting.
Wilson said OBJ wants a championship.
there you go. Haas.
Yeah, but he also wanted to play with Jarvis because they were best friends and they played together in
Yeah,
college and all
I
that.
remember that part
And
of
they
it.
had
They
that
were like,
same
"Oh yeah,
barber and
let's go hang out with my old buddy." Right.
I like Jarvis. I think Jarvis got way more hands than Odell, but neither here nor there.
So in my other league, I'm trying to
No lie.
pack
No
Debo
lies
and
spoken
Gibson
there.
for a running back. What's a realistic trade I can make in this league? I got Allen, Gibson, Taylor, Lamb, Higgins, Andrews, Tucker, Debo, Dillon, Madison, and Collins. Or Bateman at the end.
Haas, whatever you want. Whatever you want at that point. If you're I mean, people are you're not going to get a lot for Gibson right now, unfortunately. So unless you're going to sell him and take the loss, I know because I'm getting a lot of offers. People trying to sell me Gibson.
Buy low from you.
But they're not even at the point where they're trying to buy low. They spend so much money. You're thinking Gibson is your number 2. They said that one comment about Christian McCaffrey, and then everybody in the world just went crazy. Oh my God, I got to get Gibson. He's just hasn't panned out.
Yeah, especially with the shin, it actually knocked him out this week. So that's kind of a scare. Even me, who I was huge on him, if I can give him as an RB3, I'd be happy with it. Someone I didn't have to rely on week to week. Someone that I could just kind of hold, towards the end of the year when the schedule gets nice. But yeah, right now it's looking, not even myself would. I had offers out there. I was willing to overpay for Gibson early, and I'm kind of just thinking everybody
Me too.
who didn't accept all my crazy ass offers that I sent over for him or knew what I was truly willing to pay and maybe didn't want to negotiate with me, as I am known as the dentist.
Well, that was your player that you said you didn't want to leave the draft without this year.
Yeah, and I got 0 shares of him because everybody.
Weirdly,
knew
we
that.
both went Washington because mine was Scary Terry.
Yeah, I got no shares of him either, and I'm not hating it right now, actually. So,
what's the biggest mistake you made in the draft this year?
McCaffrey. Next question.
we should
We'll
do
go
a
back to
draft
19.
breakdown and just kind of see, like, at the halfway mark
Where we're at now.
now that we're at week 7, like guys we hit on and guys we missed on. But I'm happy I
Well,
got
that's
Aaron
what
Jones
Wilson
just
wanted to do
because
another draft.
Aaron Jones is my RB1 in both my main home leagues. Obviously, we have our, listener leagues and things like that, but I tried kind of different draft strategies there just to switch things up. But in my 2 main leagues, our big money leagues, I felt pretty good with my
Never had an
picks, man.
Aaron Jones share.
I went Aaron Jones, Travis Kelce, and 1, and I went Saquon and somebody else. Who did I go? I'm looking it up right now. You can move on to something
So
else.
I'll give him
look it
somebody
up, yeah.
that I made a mistake on or has been a mistake for me this year is Allen Robinson. Now I'm always very high on Allen Robinson. I thought he would be good with the
That's your guy.
new rookie guy coming in.
Yeah, that was your
I
guy.
thought it would have been better if I could just kept Andy Dalton playing, and that whole situation got bad for me real quick. But but Allen Robinson's one that I'm hurting on. You know, I mean, he was a high draft pick for me, and
Calvin Ridley too.
That's probably another one right there. Yeah. So right now I'm just scratching to get something set up. That's basically the main guy I would call out.
Yeah, mine was Mostert. Mine was Mostert.
Mostert, another guy.
He was the guy that I probably had the most shares of.
And he was being
at least he was a low buy.
Around 5 and 6 or so, though, right?
Yeah, he was like my 6th round pick, but I drafted my team around him being my RB2.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of teams I constructed as him being my RB2, even though I got him where you should be getting your RB3. But like the rest of my team's loaded. Like at wide receivers, I have, Tyreek, AJ Brown, Chris Godwin as like my 2 receivers in a flex. Like I'm in a PPR. That's not bad.
Not to mention all the guys that went down early in this year. All the Baltimore guys that went down. I mean, but I don't think those are bad. Those are mistakes that just happens in the game.
Yeah, injuries isn't a mistake. Yeah, my biggest one would be for sure. For sure, Gibson. And then ones I have to eat crow on are like Mixon.
Yeah.
He's been doing pretty well. I still don't really. I think maybe I offered one trade for him and I was like, what am I doing? So I haven't even got quite there yet. But I think I made one offer. Anyway, good question.
Wilson.
That was a fun question.
Yeah, that's
Whoever
cool.
asked that was cool.
Yeah, it's a different question. Yeah, exactly. T. Higgins
Appreciate
and
that,
Moss
Kevin.
on the trade block in the listener league. Just throwing it out there, Wilson.
Moss has been on the block. Wilson, my problem is you want Jonathan Taylor for Moss.
He sends me terrible trades. I got to tell you.
I had to defend him. He was sending me. He said everybody Moss.
I know. I tried to send him Naeem Hines for Moss earlier in the year, and he didn't want to take it.
I wouldn't take that either.
No,
and then worse than
and then Hines went off, and then he was like begging me to trade him Hines for Moss, and I didn't. And then now he won't even trade him for me now. It's like a roller coaster ride. So shoot me an offer, Wilson. Naeem Hines for Zach Moss. I'll take it, especially after his bad game today.
I'll give you a receiver for Zach Moss. I need a running back.
Live trades happening real quick. And Wilson, I think you mentioned it already. Dustin, OBJ wants a championship. I have Gibson. Let's see, Neanderthal. I have Gibson for half his career. Oh shoot! Where do you have him? Where do you draft him at?
Because he has him in the keeper league, dude. He has him for like the 10th round, dude. It's ridiculous.
Well, it may not be that good though. Who knows? We'll see. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he may be done after this year, but yeah. That's what happened with me with Singletary. It looked so promising, and then it was like, oh, he's gone.
Right, and then there was that. I have him too, so it's not that funny, at the end of the day.
Don't read this one. Skip this one. We're trying to get him to trade him.
I'm gonna point out that Swift is
earlier in the show, Frank said he's gonna trade him in one of our leagues. So
but I need a good trade offer. I need a serious trade offer. I'll be selling.
You're not gonna get it from the dentist, so we'll talk.
Yeah, you always try to lowball me. I'm like, no, I don't think so. So Gibson for Chuba,
I took Allen Robinson in the 3rd.
Or Herbert. Now he's selling Gibson for it. For Chuba.
I also took Debo in the 8th, Ryan. Herbert. Crazy value. He's probably one of the best steals that I had so far. Like biggest hits in the draft would have been Debo. Total luck. Not saying like I predicted it, but just guy you got most lucky with, Debo. Someone I did not think was going to be a contributor that basically is holding my team together right now. And I have no idea what to do with it. I don't know whether to trade him, just write it out. I have no idea what to do with them.
Say hold pat for the day.
Yeah, I got to just
write it out. You're not going to get the value he's worth and what he's been doing for you. And then, what if he does continue to go off? And then now you just
I'll trade him for a running back in a heartbeat, but
but who's going to give you a running back?
Who's going to trade me? Yeah.
Or a running back that you want to give away for him, right? So you're holding pat.
I'll take Henderson for Debo.
There you go.
I bet you
think
would.
About Sutton rest of the season with Judy coming back.
What happened?
Sorry. What do you think about Sutton rest of the season with Judy coming back?
Oh, I think he's going to open up even more.
Sutton is a man.
Sutton's a beast, dude, and Judy's nasty. it's going to be better. It's going to open it up for both of them.
Yeah. It's not gonna let the
Just look at
defense target on one guy and double team him or whatever. So it's gonna open the other side.
We're talking about
Give
Tim
opportunities.
Patrick being relevant. Just think of Jerry Jeudy being in that Tim Patrick role. Like it's going to be Sutton and Jerry Jeudy producing with a little bit of Tim Patrick, which is still going
Going
to
back
open
to
up
those-
for even more people instead of them running Sutton, Kendall Hinton, as Dustin loves him, Mr. Kendall Hinton, our quarterback from last year. And
talk about that guy.
So yeah, so
Hilarious.
instead of running those three guys out there, they'll be running out Patrick, Jeudy, and Sutton instead. So
He just tried to
Major
give me
upgrade.
Moss and Higgins for Debo. I imagine that's Wilson, right?
Yeah, 100%. If you see Moss, that's what I'm saying. If you hear Moss's name, just think Wilson.
Am I
Which
the only
was
one that
a
looks at
great pickup.
right? It was. He was a good pickup. I have him. Am I the only one that looks at Baker and sees Phillip Rivers with a little more speed?
nah.
I see Johnny Manziel with a little more noggin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's a good way to
Hey,
put it.
better
Johnny
at hiding his parties, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah,
man.
Baker's good. I'm not taking nothing away, but Johnny Football was good too. He just, yeah.
Partied it away.
He's-
He partied it away.
All I
He
have
was
to say
Johnny
is
Football.
I'm glad we went Kirk Cousins instead of Baker Mayfield. I'm glad we vetoed you on that pick. For the record,
Who?
you
Me?
on our Scott Fishbowl, you basically
I
didn't want
hate
to draft
Kirk.
after that. Yeah, you were like, "Oh, Kirk Cousins," and you were like, "I'm done." Like flipped
Oh, we
over the
got an
drafting
F-ball.
table.
Right?
Oh
No,
man, see, you got me. He like Dustin flipped over the damn drafting table. The papers went flying. It was like, I'm not doing that.
We were going
guys can
rogue
pick-
for a while.
Yeah, he's like, you guys pick whoever you want. You didn't have any input for like 2 or 3 rounds after.
But we're
that.
doing all right now, right?
We're doing fine. We're in
It all
third.
worked out.
Hey,
Biggest hits
Wilson's
have been
holding
Swift,
us down,
obviously,
too.
but also AB and Big Mike. Unfortunately, no teams with both AB and Mike since they were going around the same range. That's true.
Yeah.
AB would have,
What?
I was that was
Biggest hits have been Swift, obviously, but also AB and Big Mike. Unfortunately, no team with
Yeah, Mike Williams.
Man, I remember talking about Mike Williams being a good pickup. Not you, but I got tore up. I started pulling up
No,
stats.
I'll tell you
all right,
too.
I'm
I
gonna
was
have
like,
to break this apart.
not having it. Yeah. Not having it. Because I watched football. I seen what it was like. There was nothing.
You said I
on
watched
tape.
football.
Yeah, there was nothing on tape that you could see that would have told you that Mike Williams was going to do what he's doing right now.
what he's doing right now. I agree.
when he cut the dreads,
The targets and all
no.
that kind of stuff is there. Yeah, like it must have been something like,
Slowed
and it
him
was
down.
still
He got
even
more
bad
aerodynamic.
earlier. Yeah, it was still bad earlier in the year if you actually watched the games because he left so much meat on the bone still.
Him and
Like-
Herbert both cut their hair, and then they just really just. I
Yeah,
mean,
went
Herbert
crazy.
did good last
Now
year.
Herbert
they
has it
turned
all
on.
grown out again. Yeah, I wonder if he's going to end up cutting it again. So we'll see.
Don't
He should
change
do
it.
it. He should do it the same
Right.
week every year, and then just start
Listen,
growing it
I
out
sold A-Rob 3 weeks ago for Debo. But look at you now. Now
Well
you
done.
got Debo.
again. Well done.
Damn. See, that's why I can't trade you, Wilson. You know too much.
Can I throw out? Just want to say that I
See?
called Cup Woods from the beginning. Being Cup.
Good job.
That's
But-
a hell
yeah,
of
you
a
did.
call.
You were bringing a call. You were
Yeah,
mentioning
Cup.
that,
Yeah, Cup is definitely one. I'm so glad because I had so many shares of Bobby Trees, like late when I was doing all the Underdog Fantasy best balls. I started getting a bunch of Cup shares like towards the end of my drafts.
So hopefully those are
Ooh,
panning out.
that's
Number
been
one
nice.
scorer in the league right now. I said stay
Yeah.
away from them both in general because I don't.
Right.
I just
I
don't
traded
trust
Debo and
McVay's
Mixon week
offense.
2 for
Yeah, you
Cooper
were
Kupp
not on
and
either
Calvin
one.
Ridley.
What is it? I
Races
traded
of
Debo and
Debo and
Mixon week 2.
I assume that's
Kupp and Calvin
Mixon.
Ridley. Yeah, it's Mixon. He says it right under it. Mixon.
Oh, okay, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough.
I don't know. Yeah, I
just
guess
wanna know who
overall
your
right
running
now
backs
it's
are. Yeah, who are your other running backs? But again, if you started Darrell Williams and Khalil Herbert this week as your running backs 1 and 2, you're fine.
Yeah,
or
look at that.
Chuba. It's better than Tyson.
But that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I dropped him. So,
was
but I
on
got
you with
Edmonds
that
in the
green
other
and
league,
AB.
so it was kind of like I really got a good deal in the other league, and then I told you I was giving him away to you. I felt bad. It's on you, Bone.
Thanks. Hey, I needed it.
Someone's on that AB train with you, AK.
Had I known, I would have never done that. Obviously,
We got Jodeci over here.
I would have made you pay big time for that shit. You know, I would have. It's the only trade
But
we've
this
ever
week-
been able to do. So I'll never trade.
You only
for
have
you.
one trade
Anyway,
this year?
Go ahead.
Yeah, two
Yeah,
trades.
he and I did only one trade. Tyson Williams for Chuba Hubbard. Like, he got me on that one.
Yeah.
Well, and our number one picks swap, which everybody
Yeah.
threw up in arms. We won't talk about that. Go ahead.
So,
What are
it's a good
What are
trade.
we talking about?
So
I
it's a good
digress.
trade. One this week, Cook, Jones, Deontay on bye. So 2-4 comeback.
Let's go, Jodeci.
Comeback season.
I'm on that 2-4 comeback train as well. In our listener league, y'all better watch out. Climbing up the ranks, taking my own money back.
He just found out he's in 10th place.
Hey, that's 2 spots in 1 week.
Exactly.
At this rate, I'll be in first place, but in like
The disrespect, Dustin.
4 weeks. If I keep moving up 2 spots every week, it's over.
QB1
for Kirk. Yeah. You like that? So you like
You like that?
I don't know why I hate Kirk so much.
I know. I don't know
know
why.
what
either,
it
man.
is. He does all right, man.
It don't make sense.
Does all right.
At the end of the year, we'll recap this. And then I'll eat crow if I have to.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, that reminds me. Should look that up.
I'm only eating half crow. Oh, we got a bunch of gentlemen's bets. Don't you
You
worry.
know what?
No, I want to look at last week's. Was it Jacoby 2 touchdowns Dustin was calling?
No, he
think he
definitely
just-
didn't get 2
I think he settled for
touchdowns.
1 touch. I think he settled for 1 touchdown though. Did
It was a half. It was
And it got called back.
a touchdown, and it got called back. It was right at the half. You nailed it at the half.
So that was with Ant for a double or nothing.
Set the line perfectly.
And
Yeah,
Jay
you had
Media
that.
was
Yeah,
Tony's going to be better than Chase.
You were on your.
Still waiting
you
for
were
that
on your
end of season
Jacoby
though. We're waiting on that.
train. Yeah, I got you double
Hey.
or nothing even.
Damn.
We'll come back to
I
that.
think it,
We'll come back.
no, it was Jacoby.
Hey, I was,
wasn't it Jacoby
I was
Myers?
partly right.
Wasn't it Jacoby Myers versus somebody and then double or nothing on the touchdown, right?
I don't have Jacoby Myers versus somebody. No.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
all right.
take
If
it
it's
on
not
the
written,
over-under on the
if it's not
touchdown.
written down, we don't got it.
No, he has the other one.
Never
It's just a half
happened.
a
I
touchdown.
wrote down 2 touchdowns, but we settled on 1 touchdown. I remember that.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then
send
double-
me- Send me your
That's what I
Venmo.
was on the
he said he's scoring 2.
All right. Wilson says
Tripping.
Matt Ryan. Wilson with some breaking news. Matt Ryan possibly to Denver since no playoff implications in ATL. They could ship him off and his salary. Dang.
Why would Denver take that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
I'd
they?
stick my guns with fucking that's a
Bridgewater?
gas, too. Yeah, I'd stick out with Bridge for this
So
year.
just, like, I mean, why?
Damn,
why
you got me
take on that?
twice. You guys
that
are getting me
cap hit?
heated. Wilson, you made me
Hey.
drop an F-bomb, man.
Hey, if
You
Denver
bring this
had a
Matt
QB,
Ryan.
they would have
Hey,
been
it's Matt
for,
Ryan. Whenever we bring up Matt Ryan, you know I'm bound to throw an F-bomb out there.
Right?
Boardroom says, of course, there was Ant. It was just health and Phil's weak ass arm late in his career. Plenty to love about Mike. Elite talent since Clemson.
He's bringing it back on college days on me. I just am saying, man, he didn't pass my eye test. That's all it was. It was the eye
Got one
test.
from Neanderthal.
I
Should
like
play
this Neanderthal. I like that.
Droppy
Should I play
Anderson to avoid
Droppy hand.
Hey, isn't that what hey, I said, hey, what did I text you guys?
I
was
love
like,
that.
Robbie Anderson is definitely droppable this week, just like he'd be dropping passes.
right?
I
But
was
did
like,
he
he's
catch
just-
such a week?
Just as droppable as his well, yeah. I tweeted or texted it before he caught his touchdown
Oh.
finally.
Well, I'm just saying. So do you think
Yeah.
Anderson
But
or
still.
Boyd then? Going forward still.
Even the announcers were like this fool can't like even the announcers were going crazy about it.
They're saying
They're
something
like, he needs to
he's not
learn
gonna-
how to catch the ball. They're like, I don't know what's going on.
So go for
I think
Boyd.
they-
Droppy Anderson.
Anyway,
That's hilarious. Go for Boyd.
I guess that's somebody I could. I'll admit that I was wrong on.
oh Robbie,
He looked good, but yeah, I had high hopes for Robbie.
what did Boyd
Right.
end up with this week? Now that all 3 of them were back, I actually kind of want to see. I don't think he had that big of a game this week. Yeah, only 1 catch for 7 yards. Yeah, those targets are basically going to be going to Higgins and Chase.
So that's done for
I'm
Boyd.
rocking with Droppy till the wheels fall off. Nah, if you're still, hey, go to the waiver wire, my man.
Yeah,
Ryan says Dalvin.
Who on the waiver wire would you play over? Let's go back to that real quick, if you guys don't mind.
Shit.
It's not gone.
Who would you play over Anderson or Boyd this week? That's coming off the waiver wire. Guys like Sterling Shepard, are you playing him?
Donovan Peoples-Jones, that you don't like.
Yeah,
Rashad Bateman. I even see Neanderthal.
I'm definitely not starting. I'm not starting Rashad Bateman, but I would pick him up.
I would start him over Droppy Anderson and Boyd. Like they have better options than those guys.
Dude's playing his second NFL game ever. I think he had 2 catches for 27 yards or something on 3 targets.
On him over Droppy Anderson, who finally caught a pass.
Yeah, one of them was a touchdown.
I'm truthfully rocking with Boyd.
I was like, that's way disrespecting there. That's tough. Taking Rashad Bateman over him, starting him.
Why not?
Ooh, that's tough. Anyway,
all right. Ryan says Dalvin Cook my RB1 and Josh Jacobs my RB2. I also got Mike Davis and Khalil Herbert. That's when we were talking about who his running backs were. Oh, when he traded the Debo and Mixon. Yeah, so you're pretty damn. Yeah, I'd say you're stacked, but yeah.
I don't know. Heck of people. I'm so glad I didn't get whatever draft position that was.
Touchdown. Wilson, did you not see the touchdown throw?
Jacobs and Mixon fall to me. I would have been so upset if I had to pick those 2 guys.
Right?
Dawson Knox.
So continue with this. My receivers are Sutton, Ridley, Cup, Higgins, and Devontae Smith.
I like that receiving core.
Yeah, that's decent. What do we got?
I'll trade you Dawson Knox, Wilson. Talk to me.
Crazy bye week coming this week. Yeah, no, we mentioned that.
Hey,
a lot of guys out.
And Frank, I don't know where you're getting that.
Bye, Nato.
When it's a touchdown, it's a 2-point conversion. Frank, for Dawson Knox's passing, he only got 4.5 points.
Oh yeah, it was 2 points. Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying. It looked like a touchdown.
It was.
Smelled like a touchdown. Ask Jacoby Myers. It's still only worth 2 points. It's still only worth 2. That was the worst part about Jacoby Myers, going back to that, is they throw it to him for the 2-point conversion and he scores a 2-point conversion touchdown. Still not an actual touchdown. So terrible.
Yeah.
Dude is thrown 2 touchdown passes, converted 2-point conversions for a touchdown, but has not scored an actual NFL touchdown yet. There's linemen that have more touchdowns than he does in his NFL career.
That's
incredible.
Terrible. That's trouble. He'll get his.
Man has over 1,000 receiving yards in the NFL. No touchdown.
Fortunately, my lineup will be Rodgers.
I'm telling you, Julio.
Julio
Waddle.
LITE.
Diet Julio.
Read it out loud. Don't mumble it. We got to get it for the people who are paying for that YouTube.
Well, I just wanted to. I was reading it because you guys are over here. Crazy bye week coming this week. Unfortunately, lineup will be Rodgers, Aaron Jones, DJ Moore, Ertz, Woods, Waddle. If Collins doesn't go, I drop Bateman for McKissick. He'd mean about RB2, and I have Dylan as well. Basically, Dylan too.
My man said, unfortunately, you're just humble bragging right now. That's how that. Hey, that's better than most people's non-bye week.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a bad lineup that you're starting with. So yeah, I don't think you got too many problems going on. 1.7 PPR.
Did you answer his question? Did you answer the question?
I didn't understand the question.
He said,
"Do it really wasn't a question."
I think he was just saying he was making a statement.
Bateman? No, the actual question is the very last part.
Do I
drop Bateman for McKissick? He'd be RB2. I also have Dylan.
Yeah, I'm picking up McKissick for sure if he's out there. Yeah.
You probably can't for a week. Like I said, I think he only had 20-something yards on 2 catches. He's not part of the offense.
He's saying if Collins doesn't go. If Collins goes, start Collins.
Who is Collins? Oh, Alex
Collins.
Alex Collins.
I was like, who the hell is Collins? That's how far deep.
Hey, that's how it is with these running backs.
Holy shit.
I would start Alex Collins.
Yeah, Alex Collins.
If he's going. So you're going to have to wait and see what happens on that part. and I don't know if McKissick going to be available for you to do so. And
and that's tough because I think they play they play on Monday, so you may not get that news until Saturday. Like it's going to be late, maybe Sunday morning. Monday
you're
morning.
Gonna have a hard decision at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to skip through these just because they're relevant to this topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
AKA said 1.7 PPR points for Boyd. Whack. Dim Boys was agreeing he was definitely wrong on Robbie too. Haas asked, would you flex Bateman this week? So kind of going to correlate to what Jodeci was asking.
Kind of what we've been
AKA
saying. He's
says,
not worth a start yet, but just hold him.
Yeah, and then Papa Kongs, depending on your team, I would. Good chance he's your best option this week. I'm playing him in a few leagues, and I know I'm against everybody else. I'm not messing with Bateman yet.
I'm messing with Bateman. I'm rolling with Bateman.
My boy said the bipocalypse.
It is. It's the bipocalypse, the binado, whatever you want to call it. It's
I like those.
The Binanza. It's crazy. I love when Tycoon says to me, I love when he comments something directly to me. I feel like he's like my dad and he's setting me straight or something. Anthony.
Yeah.
That's how I read it. Anthony sounds like my dad. 22% target share in his first game. I wouldn't hesitate with the buys and injuries.
Now get back. Hey, now get back
to your regularly scheduled program. Yeah, exactly. Now go back out there and show him what you got, and then he like pats me on the butt. It's like, good game.
Hey, your first thing should be like, you know what, guys? I've really been thinking about it. I wouldn't hesitate with buys and injuries. Like, wait.
And then we'll go back to the beginning of Anthony already said that in this week he didn't like any of the targets for waiver wire pickups and whatnot, and those guys that are available still doesn't like some of these guys that are out there. But
get him,
other than what Ricky Seals Jones, he did give props to Ricky Seals Jones, and he's a waiver wire pickup. So
he said, "Give me."
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got to put it down. I didn't want any of these guys, and in all reality, these guys are very viable. And Rashad Bateman's definitely the guy.
And Dustin, my dad. When he leaves you a voicemail.
I don't know, Moody.
Dustin, I don't know how he says it to you, but for me, this is your father. It's such and such time on such and such date. He gives you the whole rundown.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah.
Like, Dad, we have smartphones. They tell you that as you answer. It's like, sent to you at 10:52 a.m.
And nobody listens to voicemails.
Yeah, send me a text. No, my dad could leave me a voicemail anytime. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I digress.
Finish it off the show, man. Last one from Jodeci here. Let's get it up here.
I love these. If all else fails, you had me. If all else fails.
Am I insane to start the whole Packers backfield?
I was literally okay. So going back to that,
they play Washington.
That's ultimately what I was getting at. Is I wouldn't drop Bateman necessarily for McKissick. I would just run. I would run Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. He might be better than. I mean, again, McKissick is probably going to outscore AJ Dillon, but you never know what happens, man. AJ Dillon sometimes gets you that random touchdown. He didn't score last week, so maybe he does score this week. It could happen. I
think that's ridiculous.
Good 50 yards, and they do use him in the passing game. So in a PPR, you can get a few extra catches with them as well. Again, it's worse than letting down a potential
never start
wide
Packers, Jodeci. Never start Packers.
Know who you're talking to. He's still mad about that whole Des Caught-It thing.
He did catch it.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did catch it. I don't care what you say. He had a football move.
Hey, mute him.
How do you
block people again?
I'm just saying.
And here's what I don't understand in
go
football.
Look at the actual
why a wide receiver can catch the ball, go to
it.
the ground, and they'll say, oh, they'll allow the ground to cause the fumble, where a running back, the ground can't cause the fumble. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, the guy was already running.
Why are we throwing it to Dez? Just throwing it up to Dez on a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 like that, anyways. That's a real question.
For the win.
Get out of here, Jason Garrett. That's why we did it. We wanted to get rid of him. But yeah,
your dad still timestamps his voicemails. He does, Tycoon. He does, man. It's my favorite thing about him.
Totally does.
Until those super close and rushes this week, 13, for Jones and
But he
11 for
also
Dylan, so they can
introduces
both
every time
definitely
he
be
talks
viable.
to Dustin,
Never start
Tony.
with that.
Like, have
Okay,
your,
so that's how he does to you. It's Tony. See,
I have your
Anthony,
number saved.
This is your father.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh
dude.
my
I
God.
love it.
Sorry.
Anyway, oh yeah, is that how we're
Sorry,
gonna end this
Frank.
show on a skull?
That's how we're gonna
on a
end it.
skull
That's how we're gonna end it. Let's do it,
Peace
man.
out, guys. No, I'm just
Thank
kidding.
you guys for watching. It's
Jodeci, I
it's a
don't
good
even
show.
like you anymore. I hate
Oh, you know he's a
skulls.
Vikings fan. You know that, dude. You know that. That's why you already didn't like him.
And
just
as always,
forgot.
please like and subscribe.
You're going to my
Continue
notes,
watching,
Jodeci.
Oh, he wrote it down now.
That's it.
He just
Next
wrote
time
skull.
you might get a
He's
5-minute
designing a
timeout,
new
but
tattoo.
make sure you get the right one.
Jones, hey, finish it off with some hot. Oh no, we shouldn't do our hot takes yet. We'll wait till next show.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
he
finish
tried
Jones
to-
rushes have
man.
gone down each of the last 4 weeks, so they're definitely starting to even things out over there. Jodeci. Do you think Haas says, do you think Mac will get traded before the deadline? If so, who do you think is in the market for him? And is he worth the stash if I need to clear? Man, hey, Marlon Mack to Seattle, running it. Cam, Marlon Mack. The division's for the taking over there. There's nobody good.
The whole division.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he got traded to somebody.
Whole NFC West
So,
is
who
going to be in the
knows?
playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually writing this down. I'm gonna have
Anybody
to check
catch
this out.
Melvin Gordon talk to and proposed? No, we didn't see that. What did he say? AKA?
No, but we seen DK
That's how we'll
and
close
Shannon going at
That's
it.
how we'll close the show on the. Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey, DK. Hey, he was giving it to him.
I love when they do stuff like that. That's cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Anyway, are we done? Because I want to go look at that.
We're done. All right, guys.
Oh, we don't need
on.
another.
Thanks for watching.
We don't need another running back to San Francisco. Like we have enough. Let's just. I have all 3 of
Moving
them
on
on
from
my
that.
team right now. I need to
It's not
just
even a good idea.
open up bench spots and just. I think I'm at the point where I could drop Trace Sherman. Tycoon,
You got Jeff
let me
Wilson?
know. Is Trace Sermon droppable at this point? Not Sherman, Sermon, because I know he's
Sermon.
very.
Yeah.
Is
I've
he
dropped
droppable
him.
at this point? And is Gaskin officially droppable now? Was that just an
They're both
aberration game?
droppable. Then droppable.
We'll leave it at that. All right, man.
We'll leave it at
Haas says we'll see you Friday. We'll be here Wednesday, man. If you can't make it until Friday, we'll see you then. But we will be
Monday,
here Wednesday
Wednesday,
talking
Friday,
buy, sell,
Sunday
and
morning.
trade, roster management. I know this show kind of got a little bit there as well too. We're always going to answer your questions, man. But yeah, so
He said
Thanks
Gaskin
for
is
watching,
not
guys.
droppable.
he
Peace
says he
out.
is
Hey,
droppable.
Tycoon, tag
Hold
me
on,
on this
we're
stuff.
here. Hold on. And Flash is like, yeah, this is the man's tweet. Okay.
Frank, you don't even got Twitter. Oh, you do.
We all
Oh,
have
I think he
Twitter.
got it fixed, huh?
No guesses is not droppable. No, I didn't.
There it is.
Use ours.
Oh, what's up then, Haas? We'll see you Wednesday then, my guy. Between
That's what's
9:30
up.
and 10 p.m. Pacific. We'll
Yeah.
be here. All right, we can end it. I'm good to go. We
All
can
right,
keep
guys.
talking
Peace
offline.
out. Yeah.
But I'm-